honoring Medal of Honor winners, and going into Memorial Weekend, it felt right to be out there to honor the veterans, to honor the people that give us the freedoms to live the life we want to live every day.
Yeah.
Every Memorial Day, I definitely make a point to honor people who have given the ultimate sacrifice for our country, because I'll be the first to say we're not perfect. I think we all know that. We're not perfect. But the fact that me and you, Braylon, get to sit up here and talk for a living is a clear indication that we're doing some things right. Not everything right, but it's nice to have these freedoms.
Yeah, two things about that. And the first thing I'll say is, it's very humbling. Usually when I go to these golf outings, or usually when I go to any event, I'm the guy that people are looking to take pictures with. I'm the guy that people want to come up to, and they come up to you, and the conversation is, hey, are you a professional football player, or are you an athlete, or what did you play? Or they come up to me and they talk about Michigan, or they want to talk about the New York Jets. Shout out to my boy Maz. But yesterday, when they come up to you, the question that you hear is, are you a veteran?
Right.
And it puts things in perspective. There are bigger things than celebrities. There are bigger things than entertainers and sports players and athletes. The guys and the women that put their life on the line for the country. That's what it's all about. And to see and to be a part of that every year. I work a couple different outings as it relates to our falling heroes, as it relates to individuals that put their life on the line for their country, be it different branches of the military. Another one I do is the Wounded Soldiers, which is another amazing outing.
Yep.
But it's just fun, man. You get a chance to be out there, and like you said, Memorial Day weekend, and you get out to represent the red, white, and blue, shoot some golf, talk some stuff, man, and that's fun. You got to appreciate. It doesn't matter, why these individuals went to war. It doesn't matter why they were charged with representing the country. It doesn't matter what was going on. We don't have to argue about the politics. But what we can talk about and what we can all agree on is they went to war, or they went to the branch of military that they chose to serve in to fight for this country, to represent this country, so that we are afforded the liberties that we're able to have, just like being on the show and talking so fluently and so free. So I appreciate you guys. It's going to be a hell of a weekend. And yesterday was a hell of an outing.
I had a lot of fun at our outing yesterday.
We know you did.
I mean, I know you got kind of paired with some people that weren't exactly party people. I got with the party people group, and it was perfect for me. Shotgunning beers, taking shots, and playing golf for a good cause. What's a better day than that, right?
It's not. And I had a chance, actually, I reached out to the group chat. I said, man, my guys, they're a little bit boring, a little bit stiff. They're not as, they don't speak as much. Insert my guy Stick came over there. We found each other, and we had a handshake. Put a wink on the handshake. And then after that, what happened after that? That very next shot after our handshake, what happened?
Your game...
Bless you, sir.
Your game went through the roof. My game went to absolute crap. But I'm glad it worked out for you after that smoky handshake that we had.
There was I chipped in for birdie. It was about 14 yards out on the fringe. Chipped in for birdie, and it just started going from that, though. We went from just, we had 1 under after about 5 holes, and we finished 11 under. So I had fun. Yeah,
my group finished about 6, 7 under.
It's respectful.
Honestly, by a miracle. There's no way we should have been there.
By the way, 22-1. Like, I stayed to the end. 22 under was the winner. So our 11, and it's not like we were 11 and, we were close. 22 under won, but I feel like walking into the clubhouse with a double-digit score,
right?
I feel like it was respectable.
Well, we got to show a lot of respect to Ronnie Cyrus and the rest of the people at the Michigan Heroes Museum. It's in Frankenmuth. If you haven't been, please go check it out. They have literally the largest collection of Medal of Honors in the world. And the story that goes behind these gentlemen that served this country, and it's just crazy. They have little sections, and in one of the sections, there's actually 3 gentlemen never knew each other. One of them was the guy who pressed the button to drop the bomb of Hiroshima. The other guy was the one who delivered the bomb to be dropped. And there's a third guy who survived the bomb dropping while he was in Japan underneath in bunkers, and he was able to make it out alive. These 3 gentlemen never got to meet each other, but they all received Medal of Honors for what they did in their service to this country. And just those types of stories and the intertwining that goes on at that museum is phenomenal, and Ronnie Cyrus does a great job. If you ever get a chance, please go to the Michigan Heroes Museum.
I think the special thing about that is their medals met each other in the here and now.
Isn't that crazy?
And they met each other in the afterlife. So you got to say it. I don't mean to be corny and cheesy, but you got to think they're sitting down drinking some bourbon, you know what I'm saying, appreciating their efforts and the work that they did.
Yeah, there was another guy in there that he didn't want to be violent during war. He just wanted to go and help people heal.
Medical.
So he was a doctor, right? And they would constantly drop him behind enemy lines. And 28 times he was dropped behind enemy lines. 12 of them he was rescued by the U.S. military. The other 16, he had to make it out by himself. Just amazing stories when you think about these heroes and what they sacrifice for our country. So, like I said, if you get a chance and you're up in Frankenmuth, make sure you visit the Michigan Heroes Museum.
I can't even get out of my own subdivision.
Right? By yourself, right? I need to be rescued.
Unbelievable.
I think, and the great thing about events like this, Stick and Maz, Maz was up there as well, broadcasting with my boy, my friend Ryan Armani yesterday, under the tent, by where the food was served. Shocking. But it allows you to get outside of the politics. So often when you mention war, when you mention military, attached to it right like that, it's politics, which is very understandable. We understand that you have to be pushed in a certain direction. Certain people have to give the okay. But we don't want to talk about politics. We want to talk about the people, why they put their lives on the line, why they put life and limb on the line, what was important, this country, their family, what they saw, the future, their friends. That's what's important in the message for the individuals that served for our country, is why they went. They went to serve this country and help their life, limb, and family. So great events.
And they did it for guys like me and you that they don't even know. They just wanted to do it so people like us could have the freedom that they envisioned that the world should have. And I just can't speak highly enough about anybody else who's ever served this country, especially on Memorial Weekend, the people that gave their ultimate life for this country. So thank you guys very much. Thank you for the hospitality yesterday at the Frank Beckman golf outing. We all had a great time, and it was just a lot of fun to get out there with the boys.
I wish I would have stolen Neil's his divot fixer.
The Jordan one?
The Jordan one. They had which Jordans were there? The 4s? Well, they weren't the ones. They were the 4s or 7s. Had the 4s and 7s. Had the white ones on one side. Had the black ones on the other side. It was a divot fixer, ball marker. It took a lot for me to give that back to Neil just about 40 minutes ago, but that's what friends do. You give it back.
Yeah. Well, once again, thank you guys. I'm glad you had a good time. Maz was out there. Maz, did you have a good time? Did you eat some hot dogs?
I did. Ryan and I did all right for ourselves. And, we had a great spot, man. I could do a remote from there any day if it wasn't for the damn hour and 45-minute drive and that gas price. But I love, I usually go up to Frankenmuth a couple of times a year, usually for softball tournaments with the kids. But this was really great. I worked for Frank Beckman for a long, long time at WJR. And Memorial Day is a day that's home for me as well. My dad was a veteran in the Korean War. I had 2 uncles get Purple Hearts in World War II. My other uncle fought in Vietnam, so it means a lot. Hey, Joe Louis, what a hero here in Detroit. Great Army veteran himself. It's Joe Louis, man.
Speaking of hot dogs, quick shift there and quick pivot with no disrespect. What about those Tigers?
We got a special delivery coming in. Stan Edwards bringing in the Braylon Edwards official.
Keep your stuff out of my garage. Just came in. Hey, buddy, how you doing? Good. Hey,
Stan, man, Dad, what's going on?
Uncle Mass, how you doing?
Good, man.
What's up, Dad?
This came all the way from Australia. It's been sitting in my house for a month now, and I've been trying to get somebody to get there to get it. So, this is pretty nice, isn't it?
Hey, stick around. We'll put a mic up there for a few minutes for you.
No, I got to go because I got a tea time in about 25 minutes. I got to go. Thank you, Uncle Mass.
Okay,
good seeing you, buddy.
Hey. I love it.
I love you, man.
He came in here on a mission. Get this out of my garage,
Love your blue.
Right.
Love your blue.
All right, thanks, bud.
He's got his Oilers shirt on.
Hey, Stick, can I leave with him? I mean, he's got tea time. I love golfing right now.
That's a beautiful bag, man. Did you special order that? Or somebody get that for you?
No.
You earned that.
So Dad had this specially made, and he had himself one made first. And he asked me, did I want one? And I saw the design of the bag, and I was like, you got to have it. So everybody's gone the way. All right. Look how beautiful this is with the number 1 down here, Braylon Edwards right here, and then you actually have the real authentic Michigan insignia crest around here somewhere.
Yeah, it's on the other side, yeah.
Yeah, it is. You gotta have 2 bags. There it is.
Nope.
Somewhere. But you gotta have 2 bags like this nowadays. And the reason why I say that is because everybody has gone the way of the light bag. So the light bags are in right now. They're easy to put in. Not everybody is using a ton of clubs anymore. Guys you're only using a certain amount of clubs, so you get the light bags, the ones with the 2 straps that you put on your back, like I have. But you still have to have the big bag for outings. This wins in outings. When you put this on the back of a golf cart during an outing, it says what it says what it needs to say. It says what it needs. I think it even says be easy around here somewhere. I think on the strap says Be Easy. So shout out.
Is Be Easy your nickname, man?
Be Easy has been my nickname since I was a young child because my initials are B and E.
Okay.
And I think around that early 90s, Easy became like the nickname, the thing, and then Snoop took it to a whole nother with Easy, and then for Shizzo and Bit. So Easy's been my nickname for a very long time. Be Easy.
Don't let our Easy get his hands on that.
Well, I'm older than Easy, so you know what I'm saying. He stole my nickname technically. But yeah, speaking, Dad came in perfect timing. But speaking of that, Maz, and I know we got to get to a segment break in a second, but speaking of hot dogs, look at the Tigers.
I know, 2 in a row. Look at them, break them up. They win it last night in the bottom of the ninth. Miggy, what a great walk-off hit. He's going to the All-Star game.
I have been. You know what? Let's save that for the next segment. Is Miguel Cabrera going to make the All-Star game this year? I have my thoughts.
He is.
I have legitimately been talking about Miggy for about the last 2 weeks being the best player that the Tigers have had.
It's true.
You see where I'm leaning towards in terms of yes or no, is he going to make it? Let's talk about that when we get back.
Yeah, we'll do that right after break. But first, who's telling us about Foaling? Is it you, Maz?
Come on, man. Who else would tell you about that? My favorite 2 games, bowling and football. Put them together, you have Foaling and Hamtramck. Chris Hutt invented the game. He'll even tell you all the rules. 2 ways to play, $12 unlimited open play or a private lane reservation. 10 or 12 of your friends on a lane, you could do, 5 or 6 on one side, 5, 6 on the other side. It's all good. And if you knock it down, knock them all down, you will win. You also could get that private lane reservation, 2 hours for $120. You can also bring your own food in, have it delivered. And the drinks, well, the bar is high. You got the $2 mystery beer machine, over 100 beers right there to offer at the Foaling Warehouse. Check them out at foalingwarehouse.com.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh, wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Kroger's, and if you wanna know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
Strawberry Fest is back at Big Boy. We brought back some of the classic breakfast items like the strawberry French toast, hot cakes, and waffle. If you're not feeling breakfast, try our new strawberry bacon chicken wrap. Crispy chicken wrap, nacho wrap, or strawberry salad. The perfect recipe for springtime. And don't forget to grab dessert, including our berry delicious strawberry pie for only $1.99 with the purchase of $7.99 or more at participating Big Boy locations.
All right, now guess what? We keep talking about it, and I want you to know about it. Started on May 15th, and it goes to August 31st. Kids from ages 15 and 19, they work out free. They say one of the most things in terms of decreasing mental health is kids working out, getting them into the gym. We want to get those kids in the gym. We don't want the kids to have to deal with the problems that we have to deal with as adults, so let's help them. Parents, take your kids down to the gym. They want to work out. Home of the Hydro Massage. There's so many things that Planet Fitness will afford them and offer them. Come on down, parents. They want to work the kids out for free. They want to let them be a part of the judgment-free zone. But also, they want you to come down because it's only $10 a month. They want to get you signed up, get you a membership, and they want you looking summertime fine. They want you to be right. They want you to enjoy it. So let's get them in that way. Guess what, kids? Free from May 15th. Through August 31st, kids work out for free. Let's get them in the gym. Let's get them pumped and feeling good. Planet Fitness, we're not only your fitness is essential, so is your mental. PlanetFitness.com.
Welcome back to the bottom line right here on the Woodward Sports Network. Thank you to everybody listening on the Roar
My
right
dad
now.
scared the hell out of me just now. Jesus.
It looked like your dad was coming in here and telling you to clean your room, man.
Now you see why I'm still scared, man. You never know where you can get that ass whooping, man. You know what I'm saying? It can happen online.
Stan is intense.
Yeah.
Intense.
Bag is nice, though.
You want to talk a little bit about the Tigers?
Let's talk about the Tigers.
They've earned it, right? They won
they
2 in
have.
a row, baby. Central Division, we're coming for you.
I don't know about that, but you know, it feels good.
We used to own the Central.
I know.
Yeah, we did. You know, and the reason why I want to talk about the Tigers is, listen, we give them so much stuff, deservingly so. Javi Baez hasn't been up to snuff. He hasn't been exactly what we thought he was going to be.
Nobody has.
You know what?
Except our
You're right.
pitching.
Nobody has. Pitching has been decent.
Right.
The only person has been Miguel Cabrera. And once again, at age 39, he shows you why he is Mr. Tiger 1B, because obviously we'll never, Al Kaline will be Mr.
Right.
Tiger, deservingly so. I don't want to piss anybody off. But Miguel Cabrera, age 39, we thought we were going to toss him to the side. Thought he was going to, walk off into the sunset after it hit 3,000. But no, he's still hitting home runs. He's still getting on base. He's still the best Tiger batting average on the team right now. Miguel Cabrera and the Tigers 2-0. Matt's talk about it.
A game-winning hit last night for him, and he was just smiling and laughing and strutting, and he got the Gatorade dumped on him. It was a great end. Tarek Skubal didn't have his best stuff. He did all right the first 3 innings. His streak is over now. He had 21 straight scoreless innings. That's the most in the majors, most by a Tiger rookie to start a career as well. So that's pretty darn good. He's very worthy of a number 1 starter coming up.
So here we go, Maz, and here we go. I want to get you involved on this stick. And also Fletch. I know Fletch is a Tigers guy. Wearing the Tigers hat today. Each team gets an all-star. Now, depending on how you're good, you get more than that.
Right.
Do the Tigers have 2 potential all-stars in Terrence Skubal and Miguel Cabrera?
I hate that I have to answer this question, but I feel like we're back in the day when the team was just dreadful and awful.
Because
and Damian Easley was the only guy making. Bobby Higginson was the only guy.
Higgy.
Remember, Juan Gonzalez was the only all-star that we could get in
as much as he was getting paid. Shoot.
Yeah, and now we're back to that where we're like, oh, man, well, maybe Miggy's an all-star, maybe Tariq Skubal. We don't have a clear-cut all-star. That just, it kills me to say that we've reverted so far back to that era of like 120 losses. And you saw Joel Zumaya out the other day on his Instagram, which actually Zumaya followed me back on Instagram. I was shocked he only had 4,000 followers to begin with. Like, Zumaya, when he was here in Detroit, that is the last professional jersey I bought.
Oh, wow.
Was a Joel Zumaya jersey.
Sometimes it takes guys a second to get involved in social media, though.
Yeah.
Like, no matter how important a guy is and big a guy is, sometimes it just takes them a second to really get enthralled into social media.
But I hope he understands like how much he still means to this city. Like, even though Zumaya was essentially a flash in the pan here, right? He was a flash in the pan. He had a couple years, threw 103-mile-an-hour fastball. We all loved it. It was kind of the golden age for the Tigers at this point to the young kids growing up. So it's nice to see him realize that he still has a voice here and that the fans love him so much. What he says still carries weight.
Yeah, 100%, man. It's good to see some, often or not sometimes you'll see a guy want to stand up for a team, or you'll see a guy, just be that close to a franchise, an organization, a college, and say some things, and then they're not necessarily well received, saying by the fan base. But with that being said,
Pause.
he pause for the effect, right?
Very good, by the way.
But
Very good.
I appreciate that.
And
Thank you so much.
and the eye contact with the camera,
it was there. Shout out to the 103 Club. That's what helped me. But with that being said, he spoke his truth, and you felt the passion behind the message. Like, he wasn't trying to dog Torkelson. He wasn't trying to dog Wiley Green or Javi Baez. He wasn't trying to dog anybody, with the exception of the person that needed to be dogged, and that is Al Avila. He was just talking about his passion for the Tigers. He was talking about where this team was last year, where this team should be. He was pointing out how bad these teams in the past have played, talking about their records and talking about where we're scoring. Like, that passion and that truth, it resonated well with fans such as yourself, such as myself, such as Maz. It resonated so well, and I'm just glad that the fan base received him so well, because now he's going to come out and tell more truth. Be it good or bad, he's going to tell truth.
I reached out to him a couple of times already. I'm hoping we can reel him in here one of these days and get him on the air. But Dodger Stadium's hosting, by the way, this year, July 19th, the Midsummer Classic, the All-Star game.
All-Star game. We were talking about Dodger Stadium, man. That's like one of those old school classic stadiums, because you told me a story about, the plot of land and how they got that.
How they got it. They flew over it. Walter Alston said, I'll take that. I'll take that right there. Okay.
Miggy's gonna be there.
We'll take it. Yeah, I hope so.
I think Miggy deserves to be. I think not only for what he's doing for the Tigers, not even necessarily that we thought that
he was done, right?
He was done. But with that being said, Miggy right now has 18. I want to say 18 RBIs. He has 42 hits. He has 3 home runs. He has 300 batting average. And also, you're talking about a guy that got his 3,000 hits.
Yeah, he made history this year.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes that's important. When Dirk and D-Wade, when it was their last hurrah, the NBA granted them All-Star. And I understand people saying you're taking somebody's spot. But you're talking about, arguably the greatest hitter of all time. You're talking about a guy that's meant so much to the Detroit Tigers, a guy that's done it the right way, and he's still doing it the right way. I think it would be great for the MLB to reward him with an All-Star appearance this season.
He'll get it.
He's the face. I mean, and whether you like it or not, internationally, he's a large face in Venezuela as well. So
it's like him and Big Papi, man.
Yeah, you want to draw that crowd if you're the MLB as well. I'm just happy that we at least have All-Star going into the game, which is kind of crazy that we're fighting for All-Star when we used to be able to send the whole damn team.
Yeah.
You know, we used to send Mags, we used to send Polanco, we used to send Miggy, we used to send Verlander, and the entire pitching staff, Scherzer, Price, Porcello. I mean, we could go on and on and on, and we've just fallen so far from grace, which was why I thought part of the reason why Zumaya got involved in this whole conversation with the Tigers currently is he was a part of that complete rebuild process, because he saw what the Tigers were when we were absolute dog trash, losing 119 games, and he thought we'd never go back there. That's what he referenced, and we're back there. But yeah, Miggy making the All-Star team, I think that's a given for the Major League Baseball.
I'm glad, man. I'm glad we could see Miggy make the All-Star game, not only because, we need that, but, he deserves that. You know what I'm saying? The season that he's having now, what he's done in the past, like, you add everything up, and a hodgepodge of greatness, and he deserves to make the All-Star game. We have one. Maybe we have two. Scuba, we'll figure that out, but I'm just excited that we thought it was over. Like, we were literally having a conversation before the season started. Say, man, can Miggy last till we get Verlander back again? Because we want to reunite those, and we want Verlander to finish here. Can Miggy make it? What's Miggy going to look like this year? Well, guess what? The answer is he looks like All-Star to me. That's just me.
There's still 12 games under 500. 3 more with Cleveland this weekend. Then they got 3 more with the Twins before they hit the road. So they got to make hay now. This is now. They're in the Central Division. They're about 11 games back of the Twins. They got to make their move. They got to get a little closer.
Here's a question. All right, here's a question before we move into a segment and change the topic. I want to get this out there. Who is the Tiger that you most need to step up? Like, who is the guy? Since I asked the question, I'll go last. Who is the guy from the Detroit Tigers that you most need to step up? Maz, you're already ready.
Javi Baez.
Javi Baez is the guy for you?
Absolutely, because he's the straw that stirs the drink.
Well, you guys can't say the same thing. So you already
he stole our answer, so me and Fletch are looking at each other like, yep.
Javi Baez is going to
heat up. I agree with that. Fletch, do you have a secondary person that needs to step up as well? Because nobody's playing great for the Tigers, so the answer should be yes.
I do. It's probably going to be Candelario, and I don't think it's because I agree with Maz, because Baez is the most tenured person on that team after Miggy in terms of being in the league, seeing multiple teams, batting, going to a World Series and winning a World Series, so he knows what it's like. But Candelario, it scares me seeing somebody in that important of a position not being able to hit the ball, making so many errors at third base. I went to a game and I watched him make 2 to 3 errors in the span of 4 innings.
Yeah. I'm going to say this, and it's a homer pick because, I played catcher. That was my position. And I think if you could ever have the catcher, that's the position that you need. So, whether it's Tucker Barnhart or whether it's Haas coming back into form like he was last year, whenever you got your catcher hitting, and that's a position that traditionally doesn't hit, your team's looking pretty good. So I'm a big believer that, like, the catcher's the quarterback of any Major League Baseball team.
Yeah, no, you're right. Tucker Barnhart, he's done well by the catcher position, but you want to see him do more in terms of the hitting position. You start off doing a little bit more for us, but now you want to see him do a little bit better to catch it and hit a little bit of dual threat there. I'm going to go with Jonathan Scope.
Okay.
I'm going to go with Jonathan Scope. Jonathan Scope has played the most games out of any Tiger this season. Jonathan Scope has had the most at-bats out of anybody this season. His batting average right now is 175. We thought Jonathan Scope was going to we thought he was going to turn the corner a year ago.
We thought the whole damn team would turn the corner.
We did.
They didn't.
Jonathan Scope's another guy that we really thought was going to turn the corner. We thought we were mixing Jonathan Scope with Tucker Barnhart, with Rodriguez, with Javi Baez. But that hasn't happened with Spencer Torkelson as well as Riley Green, who's been injured. But we thought we were going to integrate him with them, and that hasn't happened. So for me, Jonathan Scope is the guy that needs to turn the corner. He needs to hurry up and figure it out ASAP because we were betting on him and we were picking on him a year ago. This is out of pocket.
I'm glad Torque is still up with the team in closing. I think you leave him up. I think you bring Roger Clemens' kid up, Cody Clemens. Let's just see what we all have and go from there.
Yeah, just keep getting Torkelson at bats. That problem will work itself out. I'm really not concerned with Torkelson and his bat. It's proven that
play D.
He knows what the hell he's
doing. Decent player.
Miggy should not have more hits than Jonathan Scope.
No.
14 more hits to be exact. Now, obviously, he has one more home run than Miggy, but Miggy has 14 more hits than Jonathan Scope. That's unacceptable.
You also know what's unacceptable? Not rolling around in a brand new car this Memorial weekend. And if you're looking for that brand new ride, make sure you go to the one and the only place to get it. That is Les Stanford. Plus, they got that brand new Corvette that goes 0 to 60 in like 0.0 seconds. It's the fastest car, land or mammal. But for real, it's a beautiful car. Make sure you go check it out. Les Stanford has them in their showrooms right now in Dearborn, right off Michigan Avenue. And go to lesstanford.com if you want to do some at-home shopping. You can check out all their inventory. Find new roads with Les Stanford.
Find them.
6 dark corners, a driveway and a patio, 5 windows that could become doors. Every house has unique security challenges. Guardian Alarm has more tech, more team, and more ways to help keep them all safe. Get a professionally designed and installed security and smart home system from Guardian Alarm. Sign up today and get a free video device. Guardian Alarm. Smart, right from the start. Call 1-800-STAY-OUT.
New to the game or a season better? OddsTrader.com has everything you need to make the right bet ahead of kickoff. Begin your handicapping journey with OddsTrader. Improve your edge by finding the best price on every game from sportsbooks in your backyard. Take advantage of the numerous sign-up bonus offers to pad your bankroll. Dive into key game statistics, player performance, and even account for the projected game day weather. Best of all, you can use the OddsTrader bet tracker to keep a log of your action. Welcome to OddsTrader, and best of luck.
Our friends at Alta Equipment know that when it comes to getting your job completed on budget and on schedule, uptime matters. That's why Alta Equipment has partnered with the biggest names in construction. With the most diverse rental fleet in Michigan, there is nothing your project can throw at you that Alta can't handle. Give them a call at 844-GO-TO-ALTA today. That is 844-GO-TO-ALTA today. Alta Equipment, where uptime matters.
I do know that I want to get us in more competitive settings early.
With the third day of OTAs underway, I asked Lions head coach Dan Campbell earlier today, has his preparation changed any differently this year? Heading into OTAs, has he decided to look at anything differently? Has he decided to tweak anything? Or is it going to be a little bit of the same? Here's what he had to say.
No, I would say that just for my own approach, I know that, and it's hard to do because there again we got to be smart with how we practice this time of year. You can't be in pads. You got to be careful being physical, anything to to where guys are impeding each other, all those things. But yet, I do know that I want to get us in more competitive settings early. And we're actually going to kind of start that today, just situationally. Kind of the end of the team period is getting in 2 minute, getting into half, into game, and just a couple of things to go ahead and put us in these a little bit more pressure situations. So that would be one change that I know I identified as we got to get to that earlier. We got to start pressing our guys earlier and feel a little bit more pressure earlier and see how we respond or get comfortable with being uncomfortable, if you will.
There you heard it from Dan. This is Corey Woods, the Woodward Sports Network. Check you guys next time.
Love it. Corey Woods right here on the Woodward Sports Network. Welcome back to the bottom line. My name is Stick, filling in for Mr. Ryan Ermani today. That is Braylon Edwards. We have Maz in here, Flannel Sam, and of course the one, the only Fletch. And man, I know we're only a couple months away from football season. It's just crazy to me. I just feel like the season hasn't ended. The momentum hasn't ended. We just keep going and going and going. And you hear comments like that from Dan Campbell and just all you're hearing from what's coming out of this rookie training camp and stuff like that. I'm excited.
And I think everybody should be excited. And the reason why people are so excited, if you think about it, let's put this in a bigger, in a more grandiose scale. Why people are excited? Thing one, Michigan State football team won 11-3 last year and they beat Michigan. Michigan football team went 11-3, won the Big Ten, beat Ohio State finally, and made it to the playoff. You insert the Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions, they finished the season strong. They showed you some things last year. Right. They showed you that the draft picks that Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell picked last year in the 2021 draft, they were really good draft picks. And according to some of the free agent moves as well, i.e. some moves like Josh Reynolds, they worked well as well. Now, fast forward to the draft, the 2022 draft. You get Jameis Williamson and one of the best moves ever. Jameis Williamson, you move up 20 picks. You get Aiden Hutchinson, who you wanted anyway. He falls to your lap at number 2. Right. You were scared you weren't going to get him. He falls to your lap at number 2. You bring a lot of people back from the season last year in which you're building an infrastructure with. Not to mention everybody is buying in. You see people across the country talking about the Detroit Lions, whether it's Dan Orlovsky, whether it's Louis Riddick,
Mina Kimes,
whether it's Joe Klatt, whether it's Mina Kimes. Right. You see everybody talking about him, but you believe in it. You see that we have Hard Knocks coming this season in August. You see that we have the draft in 2 years. So it's just so much excitement around football in the state of Michigan. And it's spearheaded by the Detroit Lions. I think the Detroit Lions are going to do something special here in terms of moving forward. I'm not jumping on Brian Romani's bandwagon with the 10 wins craziness, but I think they win 6. But I think they win 6 games.
That's got to be the floor, right? That's got to be the floor.
Silly.
Yeah, it has to be. 6 has to be the floor.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Floor. Yeah. I think it's the floor. But the good thing about that, I think you see the structure working. I think you see 16 competitive games. Because there's still Buffalo Bills on that schedule. But I see 16 competitive games, and I see that you having chances to win 13 of them, but I see you winning 6. I think that's a hell of a second year for Dan Campbell, Brad Holmes, and Jared Goff.
Well, you brought up Hard Knocks, and Dan Campbell has been talking a lot about Hard Knocks. I mean, I can't wait to see behind the curtain of this team and how they're growing it and whatnot. And actually, yesterday, while we were golfing, I got teamed up with some of the Lions marketing. And,
Brian Bender?
Yeah, no, my new buddy Andy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I did meet Bender.
Yeah.
I met him. He was
Brian's
in the group.
been there for a long time.
He was in the group behind us.
Yep.
I met Bender as well. And, you know, just like little stories that he was telling me about when Patricia was there and like how they would treat the media. Like Patricia always wanted them on an elevated platform behind the goalposts. So while the kickers were kicking warm-ups, the balls would always hit the reporters and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And this year going into training camp, they're looking at loosening up for the reporters like Corey Woods and stuff like that to where hopefully they can be pretty much just roaming the sidelines and checking things out on that level. So it's those little cultural things. But when you talk about Dan Campbell, you talk about Hard Knocks, Dan Campbell thinks Aaron Glenn should get his own episode just strictly dedicated to him.
He should.
And I'm all for that, right?
Yeah.
Because Aaron Glenn last year, what he proved to us, what he could do with that defense, I can't wait to see what he does with actual pieces this year, right?
Yeah, you're excited to see what happened with Aaron Glenn last year. Like, look, man, let me take the analyst voice off. Let me just be the guy just having fun, kicking on a Friday. Memorial Day weekend is coming up. I know barbecue is in the air. You know, I'm just the guy, right? I'm excited. You know, Aaron Glenn was a great player.
Yep.
Like Maz can attest to that. Aaron Glenn was a damn good player for the New York Jets. Just a damn good NFL player. And he's just cool. The guys want to play for him, and he holds you accountable. And you saw guys take steps. You saw guys take strides last year in that defense. Listen, the defense necessarily wasn't good, but they had injuries. They had other things they had to overcome. They had injuries. They had also guys that were just guys. Now they're starting to get better and better and better. He's right about that because that defense, man, like you look at what the defense could be under Aaron Glenn, because don't forget, Aaron Glenn is the same guy that after 1 year being defensive coordinator got poached for a head coaching job with the New Orleans Saints.
They tried.
He got poached for a couple other head coaching jobs. And you know what Aaron Glenn said? Aaron Glenn said, look, I want to be the best defensive coordinator that the Detroit Lions have ever seen. So it lets me know he's here. That lets me know he stayed. And Dan appreciates that. Dan believes in him. That's one thing you got to love about the Detroit Lions as a whole. The coaching staff, the players, the front office, and then it stops with Sheila at the top. Excuse me if I can call you that, Miss Ham. Sheila Ham. Everybody is buying in. Like everybody is sold. Like everybody
feels
is
weird. It really feels
does,
weird. It feels very weird.
Like you don't have those couple role players that are like talking to podcasts or they're talking to people or they're in the community like trashing the Lions. You don't have those people in the front office that are hiding from conversations.
You don't have Darius Slay and Quandre Diggs like sneak tweeting us on Twitter talking about how bad the organization is.
Exactly. You don't have any of that, man. And I'm trying to tell you, it is something different. I've never been a Detroit Lions fan. My dad played for the Lions, and I wasn't a Detroit Lions fan. Watching from afar for years, this is something like I've never seen, man. And I'm excited for what the city of Detroit can bring. Because I may be not a Lions fan, but I'm damn sure from the city of Detroit. And I know when the Lions win, it's good for the city.
Oh, we all gonna win, baby.
Exactly.
Fletch, you got that audio of Dan Campbell talking about Aaron Glenn?
Yes, sir.
Let's listen to that and see what he has to say.
The thought of losing him is like, I just had this feeling of like I was going to be walking around with any pants on, you know. So I would say that not having AG, there is a comfort level.
Well, Dan Campbell is happy that you're staying here. He said the thought of losing you would be like walking around with no pants on.
Well, we want to make sure he keep his pants on. We want to make sure we do that. So, and he's one of my closest friends, and I'm sure we'll have some conversations about that. It might not be to that degree, but we want to make sure he keep his pants on. But that's good to hear, though. It's really good to hear. Not the pants part, but he's excited for me to be back.
There is a level of optimism with the Lions that I know we haven't really seen in a while, especially going into last year. And just remember, at one point when they had still won 0 games, nobody would have thought at this time in the offseason that there would be this kind of optimism, that Aaron Glenn would be such a hot name, that Dan Campbell, there would be hope that he can be a good coach. And they have a guy like Ben Johnson. So this is a good time, I think, to be a Lions fan. I don't think they're going to be like Ryan Armani and win 10 games. I think they're going to be more like Braylon. And they're going to maybe win 6 or 7 this year and create a foundation and then get better as time goes on. But look out for them in the next 2, 3, 4 years.
Yeah, and I mean, that's kind of been the theme for the Lions, though, is we're always 2, 3, 4 years away. But now you actually feel like we're getting there. You know, we used to be 2, 3, 4 years away, but it was like, how the hell are we 2, 3, 4 years away? Now you can actually see the game plan working. You can see the evolution. You can see the improvement, and you're starting to see just everybody kind of gelling and becoming better together.
I'll be shocked if the Lions pull a Tigers. Because remember how we were all on the Tigers?
Right.
Yeah. Oh, over 78.5. Oh, that's easy. That's easy.
Not who's the one person that said under 70.5?
Let them know, Braylon.
I also said, you know what I would say? My 2 words, Vegas knows. Okay? They also put 6.5 up on the Lions for a reason. So we'll see. We'll see what they do. They just got to be competitive.
Yeah, and I think that's one thing you see about the Lions, man. You see that is it's the competitive nature. You see what they're trying to do, the competitiveness, and I think they're doing it the right way. The one thing the fans have to do, fans, bear with me. Just follow me on this one, okay? Please, fans, follow me on this one. Dan Campbell was very honest last year before the season started. He said this was going to be a rebuild. It's going to take 2 to 3 years, or 2 to 4 years, excuse me. He said it's going to take some time. So this year, when you see your Lions in close games and maybe not winning, when you see them finish with 6 wins, like, don't be like, oh, only 6 wins, same old Lions. That's BS.
Right.
That's BS. That's not the same old Lions. You're seeing something different. So give them a break. Give them a chance. Don't instantly jump off if they win 6 games. Just make sure they're competitive in every game. And 6 games in the foundation spells a hell of a lot different than what the last couple regimes have been doing.
Yeah, we just want to make sure they look good. And as long as they're looking good, they're playing good, and they want to look good, they got one place to go, and that's Lady Jane's. Get your hair cut, get that King's treatment, get the massage, get the scalp treatment, and get that beautiful haircut. I just got one earlier today from our lovely girl, Alyssa, who you always see in the background, and we all love Alyssa around here, one of the greatest, the GOAT of Lady Jane. So if you're stopping by here in downtown Birmingham at the World Headquarters, do that. But they have great stylists everywhere that you go. Get the King's treatment today at Lady Jane's, because it's wicked awesome.
Wicked awesome.
It took exploring 50 different formulas and hosting countless taste tests, but we believe Gypsy Vodka is the smoothest vodka on the market. Don't believe us? Ask the owners.
We're Mike and Adam Kazanowski with High Five Spirits Distillery. We're in close to about 1,200 locations throughout Michigan. We wanted to create a brand that was geared more towards freedom, love, adventure, and at the end of the day, we really wanted to tell a story that inspired other people to take risks, follow their dreams, whatever that might be.
When you need apparel, there's only one place to go. Big Frog in Novi. With no setup fees, no artwork fees, no minimum, and a 24-hour turnaround, you can have your whole team outfitted in no time. Embroidery, direct-to-garment, vinyl, and screen printing, Big Frog has it all in all the styles you want. So whether it's a sports team, fundraiser, school event, or corporate needs, Big Frog is your one-stop destination. Visit bigfrog.com/Novi or call 844-4-BIG-FROG.
OddsTrader.com, the #1 site for all your game day bets. Begin your handicapping journey at OddsTrader.com. For play-by-play updates, live scores, and bet tracking, download OddsTrader from the App Store today. For the best price on every game and sign-up offers from multiple sportsbooks, visit OddsTrader.com. Player statistics and key game stats are all available at OddsTrader.com. Use BetTracker and keep records of all your games and betting activity at OddsTrader.com.
Welcome back to The Bottom Line on the Woodward Sports Network. My name is Stick, filling in for Ryan Armani, who gets the super long weekend this weekend.
Gotta appreciate it, though. That guy works hard, man.
Yeah.
Ryan Armani, my brother, called me earlier today, made me feel good. I didn't get a chance to work with him and Maz yesterday because I was golfing with my buddy Stick over there. But Ryan, you know what? Take the day off. You get money off as well. You deserve it, brother. Take it from us. We're glad you get to spend a little time with the kids, the wife, enjoy it, man.
Ryan Romani, the people's champ.
Yes.
That's what I'm going to start calling him because he just does so much,
like
man.
that.
And he's such a...
Him and D-Mac, they should fight for that phrase.
The
though.
people's champ?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind like seeing them fight over that.
I mean, it would be a quick fight, let's be honest. I love Ryan, but he ain't going round for round with D-Mac.
By the way,
This is true.
we're going to play it later, but did you see the ESPN trailer for D-Mac's video
I
coming
did.
up? The It's going to be a
Goosebumps.
2-hour spectacular, the Avalanche and the Red Wings.
I'm just so happy that we're a part of it, you know.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
that
the
hap-
Woodward Sports logo made
Yep,
in there a
I
little
saw
bit.
that. I
Made
saw
in there
that.
a little bit.
It happened in '97, and I wasn't a part of it then. Just as a fan, I was a part of it from a Detroit fan. But to be a part of it now, man, to be at O'Toole, not O'Toole, but Fifth Ave,
Yeah.
to be there, Stick did a hell of a job setting that up, working with ESPN. Shout out to Nick Antonucci as well.
Yep.
Hell of a job they did. I was there and got a chance to like be a part of history, man. I am blessed to call D-Mac a brother and a friend, and blessed to be a part of Woodward Network,
We'll show it to you guys later.
Sports Network.
Yeah, I mean, I tell people all the time that D-Mac is probably one of the greatest humans you'll ever meet in
Yeah.
your life. Nobody cares more than D-Mac.
Yep.
And nobody's more loyal than D-Mac. And all he asks is loyalty in exchange. And you will never see that guy turn his
That's a
back on you.
fact.
That's it, man. Like, and we're so lucky here because I was, honestly, while I was getting my hair cut with Alyssa, I was just talking about our staff here. And, you know,
Lady James.
yesterday was Fish's 1-year anniversary. And we're looking at a picture of some of the people that were here in the past and who are here now. And it's just like, man, we do not have anybody I work with that I walk in. I'm like, God, I don't want to see this dude today.
Yeah.
I love everybody here. We have a great group of people. A really great group
I was
of people.
complaining in group text while we were golfing because, like I told you, I said the group I was golfing with. Now the one guy could play really good, but as a whole, they were stiff. They didn't want to talk. They didn't have any drinks. They were driving off like after they hit their balls, which you know is in an outing is a no-no. I texted to the group chat, and who was the first person
Nick
to respond?
Leach.
It was D-Mac.
Oh.
It was Nick Leach saying he wasn't there, but D-Mac responded, "What hole you on? I'm gonna come shake some things up."
Yep.
Like that's
I'm going to
stuff.
leave something for you at the next tee box. And it's like, that's the fan right there.
Like D-Mac's that guy, man. He
Listen,
is
I
that
could be
guy.
in a rotten mood, and I got a lot of those. You know,
Yeah, you got migraines and other
with three
things.
teenage girls at home.
Oh, boy,
I walk
that's
in
tough.
here and I get a cheer from every single person in the back, and it makes me just light up and smile. I love these guys.
Yeah, we got a good thing going on.
Yep.
And the Lions got a good thing going on with a young man named Penei Sewell. Reports are coming out that Penei Sewell is exceptionally stronger than he was last year. And if you remember last year, Penei Sewell was grabbing Aaron Donald by the damn face mask. If you could do that as a rookie and you're getting stronger, and here's a tweet by Detroit Sports Podcast, Penei Sewell has become, quote, significantly stronger since his rookie season. He spent a ton of time in the weight room, and his teammates have noticed. All Lions has more Sewell at OTAs today. And Braylon, since obviously you were in the NFL, I wanted to talk to you kind of about the transition from year one to year two. Because obviously when you're a rookie, you're coming in, the game is faster, and Sewell actually a little bit worse off because he took the year off prior to that. So he's stepping right in. The game's faster. The guys are bigger. They're men getting paid money. It's it's not like you're going up against some 19-year-old that's straight out of high school anymore. You're going up against grown-ass men ready to take your head off every time they can. What is the jump from year one to year two?
Just talking about the NFL in itself, it's not that individuals are faster, obviously, because you see the times from the combine. So you're fast, when you're coming out of college. It's not the guys are faster. It's the guys that are very knowledgeable. Like, guys spend time, countless hours studying tape, studying film, wanting to be the best defensive back, wanting to be the best defensive the safety, and the list goes on. Guys want to be that. So when you're going against these, excuse me, so you can see my eyes. So when you're going against these guys, when you go against these eyes, you're always going to lose because they're pretty brown. But when you go against these guys, man, it's tough because these guys are knowledgeable. These guys are very smart. They pay attention to a lot of film. But not all that, though. These guys are grown-ass men.
Right.
These guys are putting food on the table of their families. So when you got a guy that's 32 and he's trying to provide for his wife, his two sons, his daughter, when he's trying to take care of his wife's mom, etc., and the list goes on, and his mom, and
he's fighting to stay in the league, right?
Exactly.
Like, his life is on the line today.
So he's looking at you like, no, mofo.
Right.
You're not taking this bone off our table.
Right.
You're not. So that's what you got to go up against. That's what you got to know. Now, the transition in year one and year two is now you're starting to work out specifically for year two. Like, when you're just getting drafted, you just want to have a great combine. You just want to be fast. You just want to look good. You want to look like Tarzan. And you want them to draft you based off your film from college. Year two, I know what went wrong year one. I know at the line of scrimmage, I wasn't quick enough. So now I'm working on moves at the line of scrimmage. Now I'm working on this countlessly with cones, and not Chris Paul cones, but real cones where I'm working back and forth and I'm getting good. I'm coming. I'm getting my hand move. I want to release here. I want to release here. I want to stop back. I want to pull. You want to do these things. You want to get excited. I'm getting excited talking about
it's so crazy how fast your mind has to move to be a wide receiver like that, right?
Then you got to lift weights. You got to lift weights like Penei Sewell. Penei Sewell got drafted at 19, I want to say, or 20, because he took a year off. Then he gets drafted. Then he comes in there. He's very strong against Aaron Donald, but he's still not strong as he's gonna be. He's not as strong as he can be. Now it's drill specific. Now I'm doing individual workout. I'm in the gym. I'm doing workouts strictly for whooping Aaron Donald's ass. Like, I'm in the gym lifting certain types of weights, certain types of exercises, because I don't want Aaron Donald to get up underneath my underarm. I don't want Aaron Donald to get into my chest.
Yeah, you learn some of those veteran tricks, and you try to come out to how to combat them, right?
And then you also realize, this is the most important thing, I guarantee this will make Matt smile, you realize you don't know anything. Like, you don't know anything. Like, you come in and you're hungry and you think, oh yeah, I'm God's gift to man, and barring injury, ask Jeff Okudah, and this is minus injury. Ask him what he thought he knew versus what he knows now. Ask Penei what he thought he knew. You thought you're going to come in and be Micah Parsons. Not everybody can do that. You got to learn, and you got to put that work in. So now is a transitional phase if you want to be good, and what better team to be in a transitional phase than a team that is transitioning pretty damn good.
I wish they had a rematch with the Rams this year.
Yeah,
I really.
The Bills will be that essential rematch
in the playoffs.
Okay.
Ooh, bold ass prediction by Braylon Edwards.
I'm joking. I was trying to channel my inner Ryan Armani, and even channeling it felt like BS.
Okay.
2 years from now.
2 years from now.
2 years from now.
Yeah, but like you were talking about with Penei Sewell learning his second year and, just getting better little by little, there's obviously the thing called the sophomore slump, and we've seen that with several people too. How do you avoid falling into that trap as well?
Being around people is good. Like the sophomore slump, it does happen. I got injured my rookie year, so I didn't have a sophomore slump. But I still faced some things in my sophomore year that, it was slumpers. As we see T. Foss walk by, shout out to Terry Foster, and what they do in the morning show, Morningwood, T. Foss, as well as my man Adam Bay doing and Madeline Miller. But that sophomore slump, you got to have guys around you. Like if you have good people around you, if you have good teammates around you, teammates that you want to learn from, teammates that you want to learn from, teammates that you want to get better from, teammates that are talking to you, teammates that are saying, hey, look, man, let's go to the gym. Hey, look, man, let's go get this workout in. Hey, let's go watch some film. Hey, look, you know what? Come over to my house. Yeah, we have some drinks this weekend, but we'll watch some film. We'll talk some stuff. When you have good people around you, when you have good teammates around you, that's how you avoid the sophomore slump and just working out and getting after it. You got to have those teammates around you that want to win. And I think that's what in fact, I know that's what the Detroit Lions want to have because everybody's here. You don't have those OTA woes from the Detroit Lions. You aren't reading on social media. You're not reading in the news.
And all that, yeah.
You're not reading in the newspaper. Oh, Tracy Walker got paid and didn't show up. Charles Harris got paid and didn't show up. Jared Goff is mad that people are saying he's the 30th best quarterback and now he's only working out in California somewhere. Everybody on that Detroit roster, that Detroit Lions roster, they're down the street in Allen Park and they're ready to get it in. That's how you win.
That's actually a great point. And you know what? Because it's not happening, you kind of don't even really think about it, right? But if it was happening, like our star running back's not showing up,
same thing with
Hawkinson's holding out. We're not hearing any of that. It's all these guys are excited to play football again this season, like they didn't want last season to end.
Same thing with paying the left tackle. We always talk about it. When you pay the left tackle, if you don't hear his name, it means he's doing his job. Doesn't mean like you forget about him. It means he's doing his job. Like Fletch, like Sam. But when you do hear their name, you know what that means. They're about to be on a trading block.
Well, we got more Lions talk coming up next. One of our weaknesses last year was a linebacker position, but they're talking like it could be one of our strengths this year. And Derek Barnes gave us some great audio, so we'll hear that coming up next right here on the Woodward Sports Network. My name is Stick, filling in for Ryan Armani. That is Braylon Edwards. This is The Bottom Line. Tell them about Chili Peppers.
Of course, Chili Peppers, 26 locations and more on the way. Get your tan on, your vitamin D headquarters. Join the Pepper Club at Chili Peppers Tanning. You're going to get the best deals, plus they'll beat all competitors by $5. The hottest bulbs, the hottest deals, and darkest tans. 26 locations, more on the way. Your vitamin D headquarters, ChiliPeppersTanning.com.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
The Strawberry Fest is back at Big Boy. You got to get down there right now. We were there just the other day up in Brighton. They treated us like kings, like big boys. They brought back some of the classic breakfast items as well. The strawberry French toast, the hot cakes, and the waffles. If you're not feeling breakfast, try out their lunch or dinner stuff. How about the strawberry bacon chicken wrap, the nacho wrap, or the strawberry salad? And if you spend $7.99 or more, get yourself a piece of strawberry pie. It's very delicious. Only $1.99 at participating Big Boy locations.
Last year, this team such a litany of injuries. It seemed like every week a key player was going down. So if you guys are able to have at least moderate help, what do you think is the potential of this defense this season?
We got depth. You got a lot of guys who want to compete, a lot of guys who can play. Like I said, things happen in the NFL, and I learned that last year as a rookie. Like, people go down, and you start from six to seven guys and end up with four. Things happen in the NFL. You just have to always be mentally prepared when it's your time to go. And as you can see on the field, like, it's just a different energy in the defense, different energy in the offense. Everybody wants to compete. It just, like he said, there's so much competition going on, so everybody wants to go out and perform. You're going to see people pushing at the ball, running to the ball. It's just the small things that you do to get yourself better and help the team. So.
Detroit Lions beat reporter Corey Woods for the Woodward Sports Network, catching up with Derek Barnes right there, Lions linebacker going into this season. This is the Woodward Sports Network. The bottom line, my name is Stick, filling in for Ryan Armani today. Braylon Edwards is here. Maz is here wearing a Brother Rice polo, which I'm really not excited about, but we'll let it slide.
I was waiting for you to say
the minute he walked in today, I'm like, Maz.
52 minutes.
I'm like, Maz, I'm doing the show today. You're going to come in here with Rice stuff, Brother Rice?
Hey, shout out to Brian, the B-Man, Brian Bowman. He is the man at Brother Rice. He brings in all those recruits and make sure they
Brother Rice recruits? That's what you're saying?
Make sure they get admitted.
Hey, I didn't know recruiting was legal in high school, but apparently Maz knows something I don't know.
I meant he's the...
Everybody recruits.
What's the word I'm looking for?
Has been doing it the longest.
I have no idea what you're talking about, Braylon. Those young men from Pontiac love to go to St. Mary's. We got Sam
He's the admissions officer. That's what he is, admissions.
Oh, okay.
That's it.
Yeah, we'll let that conversation die where it is before we get everybody in trouble.
I know, right?
Talking about the Lions linebacker position, last year was kind of looked at a weakness of the. Well, let's face it, the entire defense was looked at as a weakness last year,
as it should have been.
As it should have been. But this year, they're already talking about. You heard Derek Barnes talk about next man up mentality. You heard him talking about how strong they are as a unit. And I'm also seeing reports, even Dan Campbell commenting about how Anzalone's in the best shape he's been since he got into the league. How they brought back Jared Davis, who was kind of a disappointment his first go around here in Detroit, but he has come back and kind of taken the leadership role of that entire linebacker crew, and he's kind of the seasoned vet that's setting the tone. Right. And you're getting guys like Derek Barnes taking the cue from him and giving him mad respect too. I'm not sold on Jared Davis, obviously, from his time here, but that also had something to do with the coach that he had.
They had him in the wrong spot. They had him in the. It was completely wrong for what they drafted him for.
Try to play him in the outside linebacker position. He's more of a Mike linebacker. And you know what? Like I'm saying, I'm being optimistic, but I'm being optimistic with research. I do research behind my optimism, and one reason I can do so is the New York Jets were very high on Gerard Davis when they brought him in there. The New York Jets said that Gerard Davis performed very well during training camp last year. They were very excited about what he could bring to the New York Jets. And this is Robert Saleh, who's a defensive guy. You know him from Dearborn. You know him for what he did with the 49ers getting to that Super Bowl the first time when he lost to the Chiefs. He was high on him as well. He said he had the potential to do these things. He got COVID. He got injured. He couldn't play well. So sometimes you got to leave an institution. You got to be coached a certain way, and you got to come back. So I think they brought him back in a different light. They're going to play him at the position that he was meant to play at, and he is that leader. He's a guy that has been here before. He saw Detroit lose. He's gone, and he's come back, and these guys are still young. I like that Derek Barnes says, next up, well, first, you got to get first up. We got to see who the first
Love that.
individuals
Love that.
are going to be. But I remember seeing this type of situation after my first year to my second year with the Browns. You know, we went from, I want to say, 4 wins my first year. Second one, we had 6, but we were more competitive. You know, we won some games. Like, we almost beat the Chargers that year out in San Diego. We did beat Mike Vick in Atlanta that year. We won games, and we felt ourselves winning. And then guess what happened the next year? We went 10-6. And we lost 1 game at home that third year for me in the NFL. So I recognize this pattern. I recognize it. It's good to see, and I love the energy. But just listening to what Darren Barnes says, it reminds me of what I was saying. You got to all be in. You got to all buy in. Right. And you got to all be here. And that's what you're saying from the Detroit Lions. They're all here. They're all buying in. And they want to be better. Nobody, listen, all the work you put in from OTAs to mini camp to training camp, or to break to training camp to season, nobody trains to lose. Like even Bobby Ross said, I don't coach that. Like coaches don't coach guys to make mistakes. Guys, you don't play, you bust your ass to lose.
Right.
But the key is practicing at a high rate and a more consistent rate, being a more consistent player, and that's what I think you'll start to see. That's why I said this year 6 to 7 wins. Then the following year is when they take that playoff jump. But you're seeing it because they're here, they're present.
And what I like about Jarrad Davis returning, honestly, is kind of what you brought up when Quandre Diggs was talking about him wanting to come back here for the Lions. Like, we want to talk about there's a culture change going on. We want to talk about how this is different than the previous regime. Bring back somebody who played for that previous regime. Let them give us the inside information. Let them report on how the culture has changed. And then we'll really see, right? Because if you get somebody coming in now to the Dan Campbell era, they don't know what the Matt Patricia era was like. I love having the perception from both ends. So Jarrad Davis is going to be like, listen, when I was here under Patricia, these idiots didn't know what they were doing. That fat guy was just rolling around on his four-wheeler, being rude to everybody. Now, we got a locker room full of dogs that are ready to kill for each other, that love this game, and they come to work every day excited because they have a coach that backs them, not a coach that tears them down constantly.
Yeah, I think when you're dealing with an organization, the franchise, like the Detroit Lions, it's just like any other, not walk of life, wrong choice. It's just like any other business. It's just like any other model. Like if your model sucks, if your business model sucks, if your corporation sucks, and somebody works there and then they leave, and either whether they left your corporation or whether they were fired, whether they were quit, then you get your corporation under attack. Then you get a takeover. Remember Chrysler struggled for those years? And then Daimler merged with them. And then Daimler Chrysler was a whole new product. It was a whole new corporation. It's the same thing. When guys left Chrysler when it was trash in the mid-'90s and they came back under Daimler Chrysler, they were like, whoa, what is this? This is something very different. It's the same in the NFL. Like Jarrad Davis left, and then he saw what Quentin Trisha was, the agency that drafted him. He has a bad and a sour taste in his mouth. As he should, right? And then he comes back. Then he says, you know what the hell? I'll give you guys a chance because I believe in you. And then you're listening to him tell you about the Detroit Lions now versus the Detroit Lions here. It means something. And that's why I was so high on the Quandre Diggs bringing him back. Because not only is he a Pro Bowler.
I was just going to say,
not only
is he a good damn player.
He's a good damn player.
Right.
He's a guy that loves Detroit. He's a guy that endeared himself to Detroit. He's a guy that knows both regimes. But it seems like Jarrad Davis is feeling the same thing.
I'll tell you, man, this team, let's face it, they love Dan Campbell. You can say whatever you want about Dan Campbell and compare him to Kyle Shanahan and Sean McVay and those brainiacs that are out there. Anyone that rubbed elbows with Sean McVay is getting a job. Who's our guy in Arizona? What the hell's pretty boy in Arizona?
Kyler Murray.
Yeah,
Cliff Kingsbury.
I mean, he don't look like those guys. He don't act like those guys. He is a true blue, bite your kneecap football player.
He's a Detroit guy, honestly.
I fell in love with him the minute that he came here. I love him more and more every day. I think they could win with this guy and the staff he put together.
Yeah, I definitely do too. And you're starting to see the national media feel that way. I mean, we're no longer the laughing stock, but let's take this as a tale of caution. With great expectations comes great responsibility, right? And now that people are expecting the Lions to be better, they're not expecting us to be this doormat. We got to live up to these expectations. So there is a little bit of more pressure on these teams moving forward than the Lions have ever had. Because before, it didn't really matter. There was no expectations. There was no safety net. It was like, oh, if they don't do this, they're not good. It was like, oh, they're the Lions. They suck no matter what. Now, we're starting to have expectations, and that's what scares me moving forward.
100%. That's why I said this year everybody was complaining. They were bitching and complaining about the number of primetime games, which there are none, with the exception of Thanksgiving, which I don't count because we're going to get that
But we didn't earn any, so I ain't mad at that.
Sam Day, you took the words out of my mouth. Like, that's exactly what I was saying. Like, you got to earn it. And so with great expectations, and that's the thing. Now that people know, now that people care, and the reason why it's different too is because there were always somewhat expectations. Because you had Matt Stafford, you had Ndamukong Suh, you had Calvin Johnson. So there were low-level expectations, but it's still the Detroit Lions because they didn't believe in the coach. They didn't believe in the regime. Right. They didn't believe in the owner. Now you're in a situation where you're starting to get the players people believe in, whether it's Aiden Hutchinson, whether it's Jameson Williams, whether it's Amon-Ra St. Brown, whether it's Penei Sewell, whether it's the offensive line. But now also you're starting to believe in the coach. You're starting to believe in the GM. You believe in the ownership, which is Sheila Ham. Now that you believe in everything, now comes expectations that you got to be able to live up to.
Yeah, and they're starting to believe in the system, too, which is a very, very important thing. Man, lots going on. I love that we can talk about the Lions, and it honestly feels like last year's season.
It's not a headache.
Yeah, it feels like the season hasn't ended. We're just keeping this positive energy rolling into the next season, and they got to get the wins to back it up. But to this point, I'm feeling pretty good. But speaking about winning, tell them about that Cintron.
Man, Cintron is a win. Guess what? Not only are they here for the memories, they're here inside of Kroger's now. In select Kroger's, that Cintron energy drink, I'm talking about the cranberry, I'm talking the classic, and I'm talking the sugar-free. They are in select Kroger's now. Go to Cintron World at CintronWorld.com to find out which Kroger's they're in. 2 for $4 is an energy drink, and it's $3.50 by itself, and it's amazing. It's worth the $3.50, but it's darn sure worth the $4 for 2 of them. Go in there, get yourself an energy drink, live a great day. They want to be here for the moments, so let them. They're proud partners. They're proud partners with the Detroit Tigers, the Detroit Red Wings, as well as the Detroit Pistons. So if they're good enough for them, they're good enough for me. Sign up now in select locations. Kroger, Cintron, drink it, live it with Cintron.
At Wingsnob, staying humble's not our forte. We just have better wings. We're back at it again with our crispy golden brown fries and our famous boneless wings. Juicy, tender, hormone-free chicken. Your favorite signature sauces with no bone. Just when you thought Wingsnob couldn't get any better. Order online at wingsnob.com today. Wingsnob. We just have better wings.
When you need apparel, there's only one place to go. Big Frog in Novi. With no setup fees, no artwork fees, no minimum, and a 24-hour turnaround, you can have your whole team outfitted in no time. Embroidery, direct-to-garment, vinyl, and screen printing, Big Frog has it all in all the styles you want. So whether it's a sports team, fundraiser, school event, or corporate needs, Big Frog is your one-stop destination. Visit bigfrog.com/Novi or call 844-4-BIG-FROG. Welcome back to The Bottom Line on the Woodward Sports Network. Thank you to everybody listening on The Roar right now. 99.1, 93.5, 94.7, HD2 on your dial. And, of course, everybody who has downloaded our app, which is free and available for you in the Apple or Google Play Store. So thank you guys for listening. However you consume Woodward Sports, we appreciate you. And make sure you're following us on all platforms. So, Braylon, I want to get into a college football talk, specifically a Michigan college football talk, which I may know a little bit of expertise in this area.
I may know something about Michigan football.
A little bit.
Get that bag out again.
Get that bag out again.
Show everybody that bag at 3 o'clock.
Get the bag, 3 o'clock. Pops came in, fumbled on that play, but
that's all right. It's just water.
Dad came and scared the studio, brought this in.
It's a nice bag,
customized bag. This is the outing bag.
It's gorgeous.
So when you go to the outings, this is what you want to use.
Nowadays, that's a statement piece.
This is like look what I got.
Look at me.
Look where I'm from.
Look at me.
Look, no, not.
Well, speaking of you and where you're from,
Michigan is the team.
Look at you. Now look at us. Look, riches. All right. Either way, let's get back into it.
Let's get to 4 o'clock.
Yeah. So then we can hit up some more cocktails. So we're talking about Michigan football. Some of their schedule was released, game and time, and we were talking a little bit during the break. Got a pretty easy schedule rolling into this season, but let's take a look at this rundown. September 3rd versus Colorado State. September 10th versus the mighty Fighting Rainbows of Hawaii.
That's a night game.
Hey. Rainbows are very powerful, man. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
the
saying?
Rainbow
Believe in
Warriors
Irish
are no
culture.
joke.
I'm just telling you.
I used to love them in NCAA football, like '98.
That's
you
Tommy-
could run the
Chang.
option. Yeah,
Tommy Chang.
That's
run the
Neil's
op-
team. Neil likes
Cole,
those.
what was the other guy? Cole Howe. It was Cole
Colt
Howe. That's
Brennan.
Cole Brennan. That's
Yep.
my guy. I knew Sam was
Love
out.
you, Sam. Then you got Connecticut, September 17th at noon. September 24th, Maryland at noon. October 8th, the day after my birthday, they're taking on Indiana at noon. November 26th, boo, at Ohio State, which we got to find a place in Columbus to broadcast from.
One in Ohio State, in Columbus, in the shoe. If my memory serves it correctly, since the 2000 season, it's been 22 years since we got a win in the shoe.
And that's why they're a 14-point underdog already.
22 wins.
I love it since obviously Michigan didn't play Ohio State 2 years ago, and then they beat them this year. You know how Ohio State was like, it's been 5,000 days since Michigan beat Ohio State.
It's been like 920.
Yeah, we're right at 900, almost 1,000 days since Ohio
Okay.
State has beaten Michigan in football. So
Hey,
suck it, Buckeyes. But what do you think about this schedule, man?
It's easy, but you know it's a very good schedule for who Michigan is on defense. Because I think Michigan has to figure out who they are on defense. You lose David Ojabo, who, in my opinion, was the best pass rusher that we had last year. Now, Aiden Hutchinson was the best player on defense. I'm not mistaking that. But I thought David Ojabo was just the best rusher. You lose both of those guys. You lose Josh Ross, who's your Mike linebacker. He's the guy that's calling plays. He's getting everybody set up. You lose Dax Hill. Dax Hill is a first-round pick. Dax Hill's a first-round pick to the Cincinnati Bengals as a safety. You lose these guys. That's what the interesting side of the ball is. What that secondary is going to be like. What is that defensive line going to look like? Can they get to the quarterback? Can they cause the same pressure and the same problems that the defense did last year under McDonald? So that's what you want to see. So when you have a schedule, when you start off with a Colorado State, then you go, you have Hawaii, then Connecticut, then Maryland. That's a nice schedule to get this defense implemented to the style of play that they want to play. Mentors now, the defensive coordinator out of Vanderbilt. Got him in there. Let's see what they do. Offense, we know is good. Offense, arguably, best wide receiver core in the country is what they could be.
Do they have a quarterback, though? That's been the biggest question, right?
But they have two quarterbacks. One won them the Big Ten last year, and one could have did a lot better against Georgia than they did. So that's what I think. Yes, they have two quarterbacks.
Okay.
So you got an offense.
But you know what they say: when you have two, you don't have one.
I disagree.
You do?
I disagree.
Okay.
When you have two, you got to figure out which one's the best in playing. That's what you need to do. So I like the offense. They have the best offensive line in football. They won their award last year. They lost the lineman, and guess what they do? They replace him with a guy that finished in the Remington as a finalist last year for the Remington out of Virginia. So your offensive line is still intact. Your wide receiver core is still intact. You lose Hassan Haskins, but now you bump Donovan Edwards into the 2 row, and Blake Corum is now in the starting row. You got two quarterbacks back there, as I said. So and then, not to mention, you have two tight ends. And those tight ends came up very big for Michigan last year. The Nebraska game, they came up very big. The Penn State game, they won the game for Penn State, and obviously saw the reverse pass at the spring game by Eric All. So offense is going to be okay. I think this is a good schedule to get you implemented on defense into the season and what the season will be. And then your first Big Ten game is Maryland. So it's a game that's it's
half a Big Ten game.
True, but at the end of the day, when you're talking about guys first up trying to take over and trying to cement their legacy as Michigan defensive players, Maryland's a damn good first contest in the Big Ten.
Yeah, you brought up a name that I didn't forget about, but he was a freshman last year. When you bring up Donovan Edwards, like that is the guy
that's Ryan's guy.
I'm solely focused. I loved watching him run at West Bloomfield, and Bellamy and him went on to Michigan, and you saw when he got his touches, and even in the passing game, what do you have? 13 receptions that one game
against Rutgers.
I want
to say it was against Rutgers. Yeah,
dude is just amazing.
And 170 yards, 13 catches,
and like we were talking about with Penei Sewell getting stronger in his second year. You're looking at a guy like Donovan Edwards, who was pro body ready as a freshman. Imagine what another year of getting in the gym with collegiate people and having Harbaugh underneath you. This guy, he potentially could be in a Heisman chase, if not this year, next year.
Yeah, what I look at, like the big challenge for Harbaugh on it's a very good challenge to have. So as I preface this, it's a very good challenge to have. The hardest thing for Harbaugh on offense, man, is going to be figuring out like who he wants to start. Like, is Donovan Edwards going to overtake Blake Corum? Is J.J. McCarthy going to overtake Cade McNamara? Is Andrew Anthony going to make you forget about what Ronnie Bell did in the first game last year? Like, it's so many positions where it's not enough footballs to go around. But guess what? The teams that win, the Alabamas, the Oklahomas that get there, the Clemsons when they were winning the Ohio States, they also have a ton of talent on the offensive side, but they find ways to get everybody involved. Ohio State, there's only one football. That's never been an excuse. In Oklahoma, in Georgia, in Alabama, there's only one football. That's never been an excuse for them to get guys out here and have 3 guys. Like, look at last year. You had 3 guys over 1,000 yards receiving last year for Ohio State. You had 2 guys damn near over 1,000 rushing in Ohio State, and you had a quarterback that was over 4,000 yards passing. So that's not an excuse. I want to see everybody used, and I want to see everybody utilized to the best of their ability if you want to win games.
Do you think last year was a turning point for Michigan football and Jim Harbaugh? Like, I know, like, last year was kind of the teeter, right? If he would have failed last year, it was get this guy the hell out, let's move on. Now it's like, this guy could be the coach for the next 10, 15 years if he keeps this up.
It could be.
Yeah.
It could be. It could be a situation just like Dallas in 2011 where everything came together and they won the NBA championship, beating LeBron James.
Like Carlisle's there forever.
Everything happened. Like, everything came together just perfect for the Dallas Mavericks. I don't want that to be Michigan because right now I can't tell you that it's the turning point. And the reason why, because you do it once, it can be accident. It can be lucky. If you do it twice, now we're on to something. Now, and Candace Parker said that this year when she won the WNBA championship with the Chicago Sky. She said, I won 1, but it didn't matter. I had to win 2. So if Michigan can do it again this year, that's the turning point. Right now, we'll see.
Because I look at it kind of like, you know, to equate it kind of to the Bad Boys Pistons, right? You had to learn, and once you finally got over that hump, now you're on top of the hill, and people got to take it from you, and it's a lot harder than climbing that hill and getting to the top. Now they can actually sit up there, know how to get there, and fight off their enemies. And I'm excited for this era of Michigan football. I'm excited for this era of Michigan State football, too. I don't really have an allegiance to either of them. I went to University of Detroit. They sold their football team in like 1950 to build some damn building down there.
Did.
So we haven't even got a damn football team. But I root for the state of Michigan. Like, I think it's great when Michigan and Michigan State are both good and that rivalry comes to a head like it did, you know, even the Jalen Watts-Jackson. Like, those are great games. As somebody who doesn't really have an allegiance, I just want to see both teams winning and great games when they play. And I feel we're right on the brink of that for both of these squads.
You bring up Michigan State. Now, Michigan people aren't going to like it. I don't like hearing it, but guess what? The truth hurts. Michigan State, Mel Tucker beat Michigan 2 years ago. I was like, it's lucky. It was BS. It was a COVID year. Guess what? He came back and beat Michigan again. In a year that Michigan was the Big Ten championship. They've done it twice. They've proven it.
Yep, they're here.
So that's what happens. You do it once, it can be luck. It can be whatever. Mel Tucker and Michigan State, they did this twice. They beat Michigan in a COVID year, and they came back and beat Michigan last year when Michigan was a better football team. They beat them twice. That means they've proven that they can do so, and they've proven that they're here to stay in the Big Ten East. Hopefully get rid of that moniker soon, but they've proven that they're here. That's what Michigan has to do. They have to prove that they're here to win again. They beat Ohio State last year. Was that luck? They won the Big Ten championship last year. Was that luck?
Right.
They got to do it again, or they got to be damn close to doing it again.
Yeah, and that's not, I don't want to use the word pressure, but it's also, you got to look at it like, hey, we got to get it done to shut people up.
It should be pressure. That's what Michigan is.
Right.
You go to Michigan because you want that pressure.
Yep.
Charles Woodson didn't go to Michigan because they were some small school that he can like ball out. You know what I'm saying? He went to Michigan because they had to play Old State because there was pressure behind it. You go to Michigan for pressure, so you're under the pressure cooker right now. How are you going to respond?
I love that. I absolutely love that. You know you're taking on that challenge, and you want to talk about Charles Woodson and the defense that he had. I was at the game when he shut down David Boston.
I was there too.
And you want great defense in your home? It's real easy. You got to call Guardian Alarm today. You know, it's a long holiday weekend. You may be heading up north, and then you're worried about what's going on at your home. Well, you got peace of mind when you got Guardian Alarm with you. You can monitor your entire house, video. You can even check the carbon monoxide just to make sure you got that peace of mind. So when you're taking vacations this summer and heading up north, you know your property is safe, and you can do it by calling 1-800-STAY-OUT. That number again, Sam, hit me with some backup right now. What's the number? 1-800-STAY-OUT. Stay out. That's right. That's right. You call them right now. Get that peace of mind that you deserve, and have a great holiday weekend with Guardian Alarm.
He's going deep, right side. Oh, that is Edwards out there. He goes up in the air at the goal line.
Hey, it's Brandon Edwards here, wanting to welcome the sports marketing agency to Woodward Sports Network, to the family. Glad to have you guys. For the last decade, the sports marketing agency has literally leveraged athletes around issues such as mental health and substance abuse.
Glad that we can finally start trying to get the stigma off of mental health that's been there for all these years.
New to the game or a season better? OddsTrader.com has everything you need to make the right bet ahead of kickoff. Begin your handicapping journey with OddsTrader. Improve your edge by finding the best price on every game from sportsbooks in your backyard. Take advantage of the numerous sign-up bonus offers to pad your bankroll. Dive into key game statistics, player performance, and even account for the projected game day weather. Best of all, you can use the OddsTrader bet tracker to keep a log of your action. Welcome to OddsTrader, and best of luck.
Welcome back to The Bottom Line on the Woodward Sports Network. My name is Stick, filling in for Ryan Ermani. That is Braylon Edwards. Maz is here wearing his Brother Rice, whatever the hell you want to call it. We got Sam Flannel in here. And, of course, we have Fletch over there.
DJ LeMahieu, man. Come on.
I respect DJ LeMahieu.
Right.
The baseball field that Brother Rice has over here in Troy, absolutely beautiful.
Wow.
Not as nice as St. Mary's Field, but, you know.
Hey.
Side note, are there any movies that you guys are looking forward to seeing this summer? And I know I cut you guys off, I apologize, but I'm just thinking it's Friday, it's Memorial Day weekend, it's the big movie weekend. This is the start of the summer.
You're going to have to start us off because you're the movie guy.
Well, one came out yesterday,
what was
Maverick.
It? Okay.
Which is
do I have to watch the other Top Guns to watch it?
Well, there's only one Top Gun. But
all right.
No,
I didn't know if there was two.
No.
I didn't watch either.
You
didn't watch Top Gun?
I didn't. I'm sorry. Don't dirty look me. I'm sorry. I was busy.
You've never seen Top Gun
the entire
in your
80s?
life?
I never saw it.
You've been busy for 60 years?
I didn't see it. I'm sorry. I did not see
Top Gun's
Gun.
a phenomenal movie, man. Phenomenal movie.
I'm sure it is.
And Maverick, I'm looking forward to seeing Maverick.
Stick this conversation out between you and
sorry, man.
So Maverick comes out. Maverick, I think the storyline is Miles Teller, who's an amazing job. He does The Divergent, the Insurgent, those movies as well.
Yeah, he's Goose's son.
He's Goose's son. So that's one. I think that's going to be good.
Who's Goose?
I hate you, man.
This guy right here. So Jurassic Park.
I'm looking forward to seeing Jurassic Park.
I think it's Jurassic Evolution or whatever it's called, but
whatever.
I'm excited to see that as well.
I didn't see it all
Fast
either.
and Furious 97 will be coming out, I'm sure, at some point.
Although I'm still going to watch it, but I just won't tell people I saw it.
I didn't see any of those either.
Thor, Love and Thunder, which is a new Thor movie. I'm a Marvel guy, big Marvel guy, so this would be a great movie. Insert Jesus Christ, Natalie Portman, excuse me.
I love Natalie
Portman is coming back as the love interest, and she actually is going to don Mjolnir, which is the hammer, and she's going to become Thor at some point. So I'm
when
excited,
I was married,
man.
Natalie Portman was my get out of jail free card. She was my hall pass.
A female Thor?
Yeah.
Doesn't it be a
Padme.
female? Hold on, pal.
Oh, dude, Natalie Portman's had a great
Padme?
career. Oh, yeah, Padme can get it all day. And Closer, the movie Closer, she was amazing. The Garden State with Zach Braff, she was amazing.
And she's V for Vendetta.
And she's like she's an Ivy League graduate. She's beautiful. She's smart. Like she checks every single box that you could ever want in a female.
She's about that life.
Yeah.
And she has a beauty mark, too. So.
Oh, she's smoking hot. What were you saying, man? Sorry. I got distracted by Natalie Portman.
I think I forgot what I... No. Is this going to be a female Thor?
Yeah.
So basically, in the comic book and in the mythological series, that is Thor and Odin's son, Father Odin, whoever is worthy, whoever is worthy of the hammer can pick the hammer up. And then, so if it's a female, if it's male, if it's, whatever you want to call it nowadays, 2022, if you're worthy to pick the hammer up, you can pick it up, and then you gain the power of the god Odin. So I believe she's worthy.
My daughter Maddie will be all over that.
She can pick the hammer up. See,
she could.
I like how they do it organically. I hate when they force set character or force set roles. That okay, let's make this equality. So we got to force someone in here.
Right.
See, this was a part of the comic book. It was whoever is worthy can pick up the hammer. That right there says enough. Anybody can pick the hammer up. So I'm excited about that one as well. And then last one, December, right around Christmas, Avatar 2 comes out.
See, I don't think I've ever seen the real Avatar. I've never seen Avatar
You and
1.
Maz, you guys are killing me today.
It's blue people. Well, I gotta see what blue people.
You watched the Smurfs growing up.
I did watch the Smurfs.
Blue
Gargamel's that dude.
Azrael.
I'm sorry, man.
Oh, no, you guys are amazing.
People are talking about Natalie Portman, the professional, when she was in the professional.
Leon the professional.
Leon the professional.
Yeah.
And me and Natalie Portman are about the same age, so I even had a crush on her way back then, too.
And it was legal.
Yeah, you know, it's weird to say it now if I watch
so
the
you
movie.
get in trouble nowadays, but you guys were the same age, though.
As you should. You know what movie I just saw was Uncharted? I'm a big fan of like
Tom Holland and
Marky Mark.
Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch.
I'm a big fan of treasure hunt movies.
I am too.
I don't know why. I will rewatch the hell out of them. Like National Treasure.
Oh,
They're supposed to come out with the third one, but it's not out yet.
Now that's my jam.
I love National Treasure. But I know Nicolas Cage. National Treasure, Nothing with Journey to Center and Earth.
All those are great. Yeah, I'm a sucker for those movies. Those and
what
the
was
weakest
that?
thing
Tomb
about
Raider.
me is I love rom-coms too. Like I'm a sucker for rom-coms.
Breakup was amazing.
Yeah, they're all good to me. I don't know why. I hate it. Like I hate that I love all these crappy girl movies, but I do.
Well, I don't think they're girl movies. Like they're
girl
part of life. The Breakup is a girl movie?
They're all girl movies. I mean, they're rom-coms. They're made for females, but I sit there like a
but him and
giddy
his
little
brother were funny
14-year-old
as hell.
and love them.
I don't know. I think some rom-coms are like Made in Manhattan and things like that, but The Breakup it had enough for the men in that one though.
Yeah, that movie's sad though too.
He was like, who the hell wants to do the dishes?
She walks by butt ass naked.
Oh, you talking about at the end? How they
break up
and they don't
Spoiler
get back
alert.
together though.
Yeah. Like that was some real stuff. Normally in rom-coms they get back together and
Hey, while we're doing movies, you didn't get a chance to eulogize Ray Liotta yesterday.
Oh man,
that's a bad one.
Henry Hill, man.
That's a bad one.
Yeah, and so young too to just die in his sleep.
Yeah, Ray Liotta was great, man. Obviously, Goodfellas. You know, his character in there was iconic.
Yep. Shoeless Joe Jackson in Field of Dreams.
He was in a League of. He was, what do you call it? If You Build It, They Will Come.
Field of Dreams.
Field of Dreams.
Yep.
He was in Field of Dreams.
He was
Joe Jackson.
Joe
Jackson.
Yeah.
He was also
so many.
The Copland is a great one.
If you ever want to make me cry,
that's what Sly,
watch Field
right?
of Dreams.
Yeah,
I cry every single time I watch Field of Dreams, mostly because my father's passed away since then.
Absolutely.
And playing catch with my dad would mean more than anything in the world to me if I was able to do that. That's why, Braylon, when your dad, I think it's so cool the relationship that you have with your pops.
I'm gonna tell Dad stay out of the studio.
Yeah, stay out the studio. But to me, that as an observer from the outside, that stuff's so special, man. And anybody who's still got their father and you had that type of relationship, that stuff is so special.
Shout out to Sammy Maz in Jersey, 94 and going strong.
Hey,
love you, Dad.
Flannel Sam, you seem like a movie guy. You got any movies coming out you want to see?
I am kind of like Maz in this one. I'm not up to date, but what I will say is I'm going to say a quick few words about Ray Liotta. Ray Liotta's performance as Henry Hill in Goodfellas was one of the single greatest acting performances of all time. Goodfellas is one of my favorite movies, and it's a great movie, but it's Ray Liotta's movie, and it was really sad to hear about him. But as far as modern movies, man, I'm about as up to date as Maz, unfortunately. I'm going to duck.
Well, everybody in the chat right now, let us know what movies you're looking forward to see this summer, or if you saw any good movies right now, just drop it in the chat so we can get up to date on what you want to see. But obviously, Jurassic Park, the first Jurassic Park was amazing, then 3 fell off, and then the fourth one I thought was good. So hopefully they're back to actually making good Jurassic Park movies.
I agree. Before we get back on track, yeah, I agree. 1 was amazing, 2 was trash, 3 was trash. I thought when they came back with the reboot, I thought 4 was pretty good. I thought 5 was also you mean to tell me that you're housing dinosaurs in this mansion and they're actually staying. I thought that was trash, but I think they're going somewhere with this one. I think it'd be good, kind of like Planet of the Apes, how the first one was great, the second was trash, and then the last one was really good. So I'm praying that that's what we get out of Jurassic Park and Steven Spielberg.
Yeah, I love Jurassic Park. I love adventure movies, man. So yeah, get out Memorial Weekend. Go check out a movie. Do what you got to do. Hit that barbecue. You guys going to barbecues this weekend at all?
My auntie's cooking up on Sunday, man, right in Redford Township. I will be over there eating good barbecue, listening to Frankie Beverly and Mays, which is one of her favorites.
Little Kim.
Are you guys going to the show this weekend downtown?
Yeah, I'm going to the Movement Festival downtown. I want to go see 2 Chainz, Godfather's mixing.
Saturday.
Skrillex is going to be there. I'm not exactly. I got 3-day passes, so I plan on being there every day.
Yeah, you and I are going Saturday.
Ooh. 2 Chainz. But I got me a few on.
Ooh.
It's going to be. Have you ever been to Maz? Have you ever been to Movement?
No, I have not.
Can we get Maz on in some raver clothes and get him down to Movement this weekend?
That'd be great. Get him
some fuzzy boots.
I love EDM. Hey, EDM is awesome. I've been listening to it for a long, long time.
Okay.
And I know this is the hometown. I know this is where it was born. In Detroit.
It
Techno
is.
is great, man.
House music was born in Chicago.
Ghetto
And techno
tech here.
was born here.
I'm happy my daughter Lily wants to get down there. She's been to everywhere. She loves going to these 3-day concerts. She'll probably only go to 1 day.
Lily's what, 18 now?
Lily's she'll be 20 in September.
No, 20. All right.
Yeah,
well, look.
so
Yeah,
Sam, have you ever gone to Movement?
I have not, but I'm not a native Detroiter, so I've only been here for about 4 years.
Where are you from?
I'm actually originally from Illinois, but I've had Detroit and Michigan connections my whole life. Yeah, I'm letting that slip on the air. But yeah, I'm a big EDM fan myself, like Skrillex, Marshmello.
There we go.
Yeah, like I definitely, maybe not this year because short notice, but it's something that I'm going to have to check out in the future.
I was shocked. A lot of the young kids in the back had never even heard of Movement when I was bringing it up to them. Fletch, you've heard of Movement, right?
Yeah, I've heard of it. I've got some friends. I came here because I'm a recording engineer, but so I've heard of it, but never been. I'm not a big EDM house guy. I prefer rock. I
just
grew up
love
on classic
people.
rock.
You know, anytime we could get a bunch of people together, music just has a great... Music to me and sports are very similar, right? Like,
Yeah.
You go to a Lions game and it's every walk of life, rich, poor, black, white, brown, whatever, all celebrating when the
Yes.
Lions score a touchdown,
You got
giving
it.
high fives. At the same thing at electronic music festivals or any concert like that. Once the song comes on that everybody loves, it's high fives, it's
Yes.
nothing but love. And to me, that's like the peak of what human existence can be when we know we're all in this together.
Amen, man.
Yeah, that's why I
Amen.
love music festivals and I love sports so
I
much.
think I like music actually better than sports, to be honest with
Do
you.
you?
Yeah.
It's a great equalizer.
Yeah, I mean,
And
I've
music
been
is
lucky.
the universal language of love, man.
The first part of my career was all music-based, right? I was on Channel 955,
Yeah.
I was on
Thus,
JLB.
the name Stick.
Yeah, 93.1 DRQ back in the day, and now I've transitioned to sports in my life, and they're very similar, and athletes all want to be rock stars, and all rock stars want to be athletes. So
That's right.
It's a very, very, very strange... what do you want to say? I want to say syndication, but sync up between the two. What you saying? Gypsy Vodka. Let's tell them about Gypsy Vodka because we know we're going to be enjoying that this weekend. Memorial. It's supposed to be like 90 degrees on Monday too.
Oh, God.
Braylon, how you going to be relaxed?
I got to get my
First of all,
pool
I'm sharing something with you in the group chat for you to post. It's about movement, flesh, but with Gypsy. Yesterday, what were we doing, Sam?
We were drinking Gypsy.
We were on that. I freaking love Sam. We were on the golf course yesterday, and guess what you get to do with all this? You get to buy mulligans. So you know what? You hit a bad shot. You know what? You use your mulligan. You hit another shot. You hit guess what? They always say in golf, player B is the best player. Well, now Mulligan the drink is here too. Now you can have mulligans on the course and you can have mulligans in the cart. Mulligans are so good. Guess what? 8% alcohol. Sponsored to you by Gypsy Vodka. Corn distilled 6 times using artesian spring water, and they are here for the summer. Mulligan has iced tea, lemonade, and vodka. 3 flavors to get you excited, make you play your best golf game. Because I don't know about Stick, but you have a couple of those mulligans, and I'm no longer eating mulligans. Gotta have it. Support Michigan Distillers, Adam and Mike. Go to your liquor store, ask for them by name. They should have it, and if they don't, guess what? Come down to the studio. We'll give you some ourselves. Braylon Edwards here supporting The Mulligan by Gypsy Vodka. If you're going to drink, remember to drink.
I'm Kay Cunningham. I'm proud to partner with Hall Financial, the mortgage company known for 5-star service. Don't just take my word for it. Check out their 5,000 5-star reviews for yourself. Go to callhallfirst.com and get started with your 5-star experience today.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
Welcome back to The Bottom Line right here on the Woodward Sports Network. My name is Stick. Filling in for Ryan Ermani today, taking you into the long weekend memorial. Thank you to everybody who has sacrificed their life for this great country and for all of our freedoms. That is Braylon Edwards. We have Sam Flannel here. We have Maz and, of course, Fletch over there. Talking a little bit about Michigan football.
Look how good that board looks.
Oh, I know, man.
No one in the city has this but us. In terms of having the board, in terms of having this platform, that's a damn good job by you guys, man. It looks amazing, man.
And if you're going up north to Petoskey this weekend, make sure you hit up High Five Spirits. That's Gypsy Spirits Bar up there. When we did our little excursion to Petoskey last year,
heard about it.
We ran into a bachelorette party up there. We had a hell of a time.
Oh, that picture of that woman backing up at the quarry is the picture.
That's the one.
You have never
The
seen Corey
picture.
smile wider. He was like the Cheshire Cat. His smile was like this big with this big booty girl just pressing up against him. And you could see like Corey's shirt like laying over her butt. Like
You could stick with the Alice in Wonderland call. I see you over there, buddy. I see
I'm
you.
a Disney fan, man.
I see you, buddy.
But yeah, Woody was up there with us, my dog too, and the ladies loved Woody. It was fantastic.
Ladies love Cool J, baby.
But yeah, make sure you go up to Petoskey to check that out. But we were talking about Michigan football. Some of that schedule came out, and so did the college football Power 5 contenders and pretenders. And let's take a look at this right now. Interesting list. You're looking at the Big Ten. Here's your contenders: Michigan, Michigan State, Ohio State, Minnesota on this list as a contender.
I was shocked at
and of
that.
course Wisconsin. Right. Yeah, I'm good with the other four, but Minnesota?
Minnesota was a good team last year. They had a really good backfield. Actually, the year going into last season, they had the returning Big Ten champ, rushing champ. He got injured.
Ibrahim.
Yeah, Ibrahim, and he got injured first game of the season against Ohio State. Remember that Ohio State-Minnesota game last year?
200 yards he ran for before he went down.
Remember that in Minnesota and Ohio State game last year before the game was over? Like, Minnesota looked really good. They keep everybody. They keep wide receivers. They keep the offensive line with the exception of Fuali. I want to say it's the one guy that drafted. He got drafted by the Baltimore Ravens, the 6'8" left tackle. His name was Mufawali, I do believe. Outside of that, they kept their whole team. Minnesota and P.J. Fleck roll the boat. They have been close for about 4 years now. Like, he's been legitimately flirting. I know 1 year he was one win outside of winning the West. I want to say 3 years ago.
Right.
So
You're right.
They've been close. They've been consistent. You got to give P.J. Fleck some term because you forgot about him, but he's still doing his thing. So I actually agree with that as a contender.
Anybody on the pretender side you think should actually be considered in the Big Ten?
Iowa should never be a pretender because Iowa always has the ability to F up your plans, especially if you're playing a night game there.
Same thing with Penn State, right?
Penn State, they lost a lot, man. They lost a lot on the defensive side of the ball. They lose Jahan Dotson. Clifford was the shell of himself last year. I don't know who's he's throwing the ball to, and I don't know who's he handing the ball off to. They had the worst offensive line in the Big Ten last year, and that's including a Big Ten that had Michigan State. So with that being said, I don't think they're wrong to be over there. Purdue is a team that interests me. Purdue is a team that interests me because I think Coach Brom has been doing his thing. They play up to the level of their competition, and that's what's got to change.
They got a hell of a quarterback.
Like 100%, Aiden O'Connell was a quarterback. You saw what happened last year with Bell. Bell almost won the Politnikov, only lost to Addison, who's $3.5 million richer, going out to USC. But with Purdue, they play the bad teams bad, and they play the good teams great. You saw what they did against Ohio State last year, but then you see what they do against Northwestern, Illinois, et cetera. So Purdue, team to watch out for, and so is Rutgers, because you saw what Shiano's trying to build there. Rutgers and Purdue, keep your eye on.
Then let's move to the SEC, since it's the only other conference that matters in college football.
These days.
Contenders, you got Alabama.
Don't sleep on this team right here. It has the red letters S&C.
Oh, USC? Oh, yeah. Now that the NIL's back?
USC is going undefeated this year. Mark my words. USC's
They were
going
my
undefeated.
dark horse. You could get them at plus 3,000 right now.
And guess what? Somebody's going to be plus 3,000 richer. Whatever you spend.
So SEC, you got Alabama, you got Arkansas, you got Georgia, Kentucky, which is interesting because that's where our second-round draft pick Josh Paschal came from. And, you know, everybody's kind of talking Kentucky and the SEC, but they're starting to show that they're a legitimate team. And then, of course, you got the Gamecocks and then Tennessee Volunteers.
So here's what I say about the SEC. Get rid of Arkansas, get rid of South Carolina, get rid of UK. Tennessee, Georgia, Alabama, shift everybody else over there, bring Texas A&M on this side. You don't spend the money that they've spent. You don't get the criticism that they've been getting from the great Nick Saban and other coaches like Lane Kiffin. You don't get that type of criticism. You don't get that type of publicity if you don't have something cooking. If you aren't doing something, take Arkansas, South Carolina, Kentucky, and throw them over your shoulder. Bring in Texas A&M, put them on that side. You got your SEC fight.
What about LSU?
What about them?
That's what I'm asking. Are they just
year away?
Okay.
But it's going to be a hell of a transitional year. Like, what I mean by that is this year, LSU might go 8-5. LSU might go 7-6. That next year, talking about 2023, Brian Kelly has something for LSU and has something for the SEC. So look out for them the following year, not this year.
Family.
Once he builds his family.
The family.
Code switching ass.
The family.
Big 12 is going to be better. They are. Texas is going to be better. I know they're leaving.
The Big 12 they won't even have a conference in 2 years.
Well, they're going to have new teams join.
Who are you going to throw in the Big 12?
I forgot who they're going to bring over. I think Cincinnati might go over there. There's a few teams that are going to go over there.
Like I said,
to
Big
keep
12
it alive.
they won't have a conference.
Well, We'll see if Texas can make a run before they leave the Big 12.
I doubt it.
Baylor's not bad either.
Yeah, Baylor's always sneaky. They just come out of nowhere, I feel like. Sometimes
They're
you never know what
always-
to expect from Baylor.
They're always sneaky for 10-3, but that makes you a contender. I mean, that makes you a pretender. Like if your ceiling is 10-3 and not make it to the playoffs, if your ceiling is 10-3, then you're a consummate pretender.
Okay.
You're just a really good pretender.
So go to the Pac-12 at USC because I really think they're going to surprise. I think people think they're a year away. I don't think they're a year away.
They're 13-0 this year. I got USC, Utah, UCLA in the Pac-10. Don't sleep. Where is it at? Yeah, don't sleep on Herman Edwards though.
Really?
Herman Edwards has been doing a decent job
The
out
Sun
there.
Devils.
He's doing a decent job out there at Arizona State, so don't sleep on them. But in the Pac-12, only Utah, UCLA, and SC.
No Oregon?
You can get Oregon and Oregon State out of there.
All right.
You know what? You send them out together. They can do a little combined lunch somewhere.
Can you believe we're less than 100 days away from college football, though?
I know.
Like, I don't want to speed through summer. I enjoy Michigan summers. I want to soak up these next 2 months as much as I can being outside. But damn, man, I already got the itch for football season. And when I see those countdowns come across my timeline, it's like, all right, 100 days, 90 days. Next thing you know, it's going to be 10 days, and we're going to be sitting here ready for college football.
By the way, deja vu is very real because I've had this moment. This is a deja vu moment. I saw you saying that, and this is before I even knew you. But yeah, I don't want to get past the summer either. You know, I think we got a good summer going. I think it's going to be fun to continuously be optimistic about the Detroit Lions before the season really hits, and then we get stuck in the jungle, no pun intended. And also with Michigan. Michigan has a very easy schedule. It's going to be fun to see what happens with them after that easy schedule when they get into the real schedule. And also, I'm very excited. Yes, I am saying this. I'm excited about Michigan State. Like, I'm excited. I've been waiting for them to turn the corner for a very long time. I've had a lot of friends play there. A lot of people I know are there, are alumni, I should say.
And it pushes Michigan to be better, too, right?
Last year, it was so amazing to have them, like, right there. The game, it was the #1 game in this. Just think about that. Last year was the #1 game in the history of the rivalry.
Mm-hmm.
And the rivalry's been going on a very long time, and that was the #1 game. So if we got that in year 2 of Mel Tucker and Jim Harbaugh, technically year 1, because the COVID year was, whatever. That's going to lead to an amazing rivalry for the years to come.
Too bad we're not talking about the Tigers this summer. That's the downside.
Who?
Yeah. I mean, this is a baseball time.
I know.
And it's over almost.
I know. I'm a baseball guy, and you were
Sucks.
talking yesterday, too, man. It's like you're a baseball guy like me, and you can make it through maybe an inning or two of these guys.
I'm bored.
Maybe.
Bored.
It's definitely
Well, right
tough.
now, they're on a 2-game winning streak,
Yes.
so you better talk about them with the respect they deserve.
I'll give them respect.
2-0.
I'll give them respect.
It's a new season, 2-0.
Put some respect on that. And you know what?
Respect.
2-0, so you may want to bet on them moving forward. And where would you go to place that bet?
Of course, it's MyBookie. MyBookie.ag. The promo code is Woodward. Why? They'll double your first deposit all the way up to $1,000. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. Get on board tonight. NHL, NBA playoffs, Major League Baseball as well. If you have a gambling problem, please use the Michigan Problem Gambling Hotline, 1-800-270-7117.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
Ooh, it is the weekend. It is Memorial Weekend, and you know what goes great at any barbecue? Chicken wings, man. When I roll up and I see a big basket of that Jamaican jerk chicken or that lemon pepper or that original rub from Wing Snob, I know I am at a legit barbecue, and I'm going to enjoy my time. So if you're planning on throwing a soiree this weekend, make sure you go to wingsnob.com, pick that up now. Or if you're going to somebody else's barbecue, why don't you give them a little nudge and be like, hey, you going to have Wing Snob there? Because if they don't, it's a suspect barbecue. So make sure you go to wingsnob.com right now. Wing Snob. They just have better wings. Welcome back to The Bottom Line right here on the Woodward Sports Network. My name is Stick, filling in for the one, the only Ryan Ermani. Braylon Edwards is here, Sam, Maz, and of course Fletch. We were talking a little bit about college football. We talked a lot about the Lions today. Maz, what do you want to talk about?
I want to talk about just a little bit about the playoffs and how I've enjoyed the NHL Stanley Cup playoffs so much more than the NBA playoffs this year, which I'm disappointed in because I'm looking forward to seeing the Warriors in the final against the Celtics. You know, the Celtics are going to knock out the Heat tonight and finish them off. So I'm looking forward to that. But the hockey playoffs have been off the hook. I don't know if you guys all been watching, but last night, Flames and Oilers, man, it goes in overtime again, and Calgary eliminated. The Oilers win it. Connor McDavid, the star of the game as usual. The guy is a stud. I wish everybody can watch this guy play. But the problem with Edmonton is they have a 40-year-old goaltender, Mike Smith. They probably can't go far. But they will wait to see who they're going to be playing next because tonight the Blues and the Avalanche go at it. If the Avs win, it'll be the Avs against the Oilers. If the Blues could force a Game 7, that would be fun as well. On the East, you got the Canes leading the Rangers 3-2. And, of course, the winner of that game plays the two-time in a row, the defending Stanley Cup champion, Tampa Bay Lightning.
I'm extremely excited, but Maz, I got to correct you on this. I'm not surprised that the NHL turned out to be this way. You know why? NHL is the better playoffs this year. NHL would have better playoffs last year.
Yeah.
NHL would have better playoffs the year before that, and NHL would have better playoffs the year before that. Last 4 years in a row, the NHL has been the best complete in terms of the totality of round one to the championship. NHL has been number one every year, and now you get the Western Conference Finals. You get a chance to see the best two hockey players go against each other, McKinnon and Connor McDavid. Now, obviously, I'm an Austin Matthews guy.
Yeah.
I love Austin Matthews, Toronto, but Connor McDavid and McKinnon are number 1 and 2 in the NHL, in my opinion, and they're about to square off. Oh, man, NHL playoffs only get better.
McKinnon's going to be a free agent, too, Red Wings.
I get so excited to watch NBA playoff games and, going into this year. Every game, I'm like, all right, I get to watch the Warriors play tonight. And then it's next thing you know, 25-point game,
right.
28-point game. It's like, why the hell am I even watching this? And that's one thing the NHL has provided is close games. Yeah. And playoff hockey, to me, the NHL is probably 4th on my list of big 4 sports, right? But playoff-wise, NHL jumps way the hell up. To me, it's very similar to baseball. People who don't really like regular season baseball, when you get to playoffs and every single pitch matters, every single at-bat matters, and it's the same thing in hockey. During the regular season, every shift doesn't really matter, every goal doesn't really matter, and then you're watching a playoff NHL game and it's like every tip of the puck is you're holding your breath because that could change the entire series, the entire fortune of a team. So playoff hockey is just so damn intense, and it really has been a great playoffs. I don't know if it's been the best out of, I think this last year's NFL playoffs was top notch. I mean, those couple Sundays
it's still
were
not better
unreal.
than what I've seen in the NHL, man. What you've seen the Calgary Flames do, how many times they were left for dead. Tampa Bay Lightning, you forgot that they were back-to-back champions, and here they are. They are awakened by the Toronto Maple Leafs. So you see what the Rangers and the Hurricanes are doing. The Rangers should have been out of it a long time ago. The Hurricanes should have been out of it. You see Connor McDavid left for dead. The St. Louis Blues, they kept fighting to get back. Every series has been a story. It is told to tell. I think the big thing when you see the difference, and maybe this helps those other 3 sports, football is the only one where every game consistently matters.
It's sudden death.
When you lose, you go home. Even in the regular season, you lose. Every game matters in the regular season, so it's not much of a change when you get to the playoffs, and then once again it's lose and go home. Meanwhile, in the other sports, in basketball, guys don't take every game serious. Guys going down to play in Miami, and this is why Miami was a really good team early in the year, not only because of this. Guys fly to Miami, man. Guys shut it down when they go play in Miami because game's not till 7:30. You get there the night before. Guys are going out there, hanging out to live, they're partying, they're doing all type of stuff, and then they're getting to the game just to play the game. So when you get to the playoffs and then you see that switch turn on, and when the switch turns on, then you see in real NBA basketball, real guys operate at a level worth their contracts. That's when it changed. You see the same in hockey. 82 games in hockey, and then all of a sudden, They're not playing every game serious, you know what I'm saying, whatever. Then when you get to the playoff, then you see that playoff hockey. I think that's the biggest things in the, with baseball is 168 and 82, is you see that shift switch. Like the switch turns on and it switches in the playoffs. Whereas in football, it's the same thing year in and year out. Like every game.
That's an excellent point.
Every game matters, with the exception of that last game, which you typically see Green Bay Packers bench their starters, or Aaron Rodgers will play like one quarter. Well, last year he played two because he was trying to get his stats up to win back-to-back, which he did. But it's a different thing. I think that's why you see NHL kind of pick them up.
Hey, give the Warriors cred, all right? 6 NBA Finals out of the last 8 years. Yeah. Steph has been in 6 Finals. He gets Klay Thompson back. He gets the Splash Brother back. Finally looking like 100% after 2 devastating injuries. The guy comes back, puts 32 in last night, and probably left another 10 or so points on the board, he said, on the court. He was very emotional. Steph Curry, very emotional. You heard Steve Kerr the other day. They've got it all going. No one is beating them. Whether it's the Celtics, the Heat, no one's beating them. And they say it's going to go 7, and it ain't going to go 7. 6 is the max that you can go with this Warriors team. I called it from day one. They're the best team in basketball. And Steph Curry brought home the first MVP of the Western Conference Finals. They call it the Earvin Magic Johnson MVP trophy. So congratulations to Steph and, of course, to Klay Thompson, who is a beast.
I do think Golden State is the best team. I think Maz is right. Maz has picked them all year long. You have to give Maz nothing but respect. He was spot on. He's been talking about this since December.
Okay.
In terms of them going to be the team, and here they are. So give Maz credit. The one thing I will say is don't overlook the Celtics, and the reason why Celtics have what are known as rim protectors. They played against Luka. Luka had no rim protectors.
Great defense.
They had no rim protectors. They can get inside the paint. They can do whatever they wanted. Plus, they can shoot the shot. And a lot of people say, they look tired. They look bored at times. Well, you know what they do. Now, I don't want to disrespect Dallas, but they did look bored, did look tired at times, but they had no rim protectors. So if they get into the lane, they could do what they want, and they could shoot. When you play against Jaylen Brown, when you play against Jason Tatum, when you play against Williams, you play against Horford, you play against whatever version of Marcus Smart you're going to see. You're going to see better defense, you're going to see rim protectors, and you're going to see guys that aren't afraid to pick you up 90 feet.
That's the matchup. I'm glad you brought up Smart's name, because that's the matchup I'm looking forward to. Who are the Celtics going to put him? They're going to put him on Klay. They're going to put him on Steph, because he's got to be your stopper. That's got to be, okay, you got to take this guy out of the game. We're going to decide to let either Klay or Steph goes nuts.
Or Jordan Poole.
Poole. He's not going to D up Poole. I mean, he's going to take one of their best guys.
Well, if you take Steph out, then Jordan Poole's going to come in.
Poole's been amazing, really amazing in this playoffs. But I just love the defensive matchups that we're going to see, because I think Jaylen Brown has enough athleticism to hang with either of them too. And then if you want to get freaky, put Tatum on him with his length and just try to disrupt him in that way. But you don't want to tire Tatum too much out on the defensive end, so he can't be on offense. It's a great game within the game if those two teams match up.
The one thing that teams that play both sides of the court, where they have success on Golden State, there's an individual that starts for Golden State that you don't have to check on the offensive end. Now, it's sad to say, but it's very true. Guess what? He went to Michigan State, went to school up the road. We know who he is, Draymond Green. You don't have to put all bodies on Draymond Green on every offensive possession.
He'll hurt you, though.
He will in his passing. Draymond Green is a damn good passer, but not in the scoring. When you don't have to check a guy, you allow a guy to float. That guy that floats can help out on the offensive end, checking against Steph, checking against Klay, checking against Wiggins, checking against Poole. By the way, I'm running out of breath talking about how many offensive players Golden State has. But that does help the teams that play against them when you don't have to check a guy.
Yeah, Dallas took an interesting strategy. They laid off him completely. Like when he was at the 3-point line, they were literally almost in the paint, just challenging him to shoot that three. We've seen Draymond get hot and knock that three down before.
They
but
still lost.
To your point, he's a better facilitator, and Luka Doncic paid him an excellent comment, saying that he's one of the smartest basketball players Luka's ever played against. And I think that's a very big notch in Draymond's belt, because when you talk about these Euro players that are coming over, like a Luka, who doesn't just rely on athleticism, who doesn't just he relies on his brain and understanding angles in his position, and for him to acknowledge that in another player, it's legit.
But look at their strategy, and they played 5 games. In 5 games, Draymond Green had 27 points. In 5 games, Draymond Green had 27 points. So there's something about that strategy that works, because you don't have to check that guy. He's not going to kill you like that.
Let him be the guy that beats you. If I lose to Draymond Green, I'm okay with it.
I understand that, but I'm saying in 5 games you scored 27 points, which is averaging a little bit over 5 points a game. Right. That allows somebody to float free and check on somebody else. That's all I was saying.
But basically, he didn't have to score.
Right.
He didn't, but the Celtics are a much different team.
I know that.
They're a much different team. He's going to have to score to beat the Celtics. Like that 5 points a game, or excuse me, that 5.1.5, whatever it is, he's going to have to do more than that to beat the Celtics because they got guys that can defend just as well as they can score.
Well, the Celtics still have some business to take care of, so they got to handle the Heat before they even move on and start thinking about the conversation that we're having. Because if you take your mind off of it,
I'm so sorry.
You never know what's going to happen with those Heat.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And Sean Jordan from SMA was in here earlier, and I actually got to golf with Ken, who knows Sean.
Yeah,
and,
100%. That's how I met Ken, is through Sean.
Okay.
I met Ken through Sean about 5 years ago.
Well, tell them a little bit more about what SMA does for the community.
What SMA does for the community, man, is they're here for the conversation of supporting mental illness as well as abuse, addiction abuse. They have a podcast here with Woodward Sports Network, and you go to their page, thesportsma.com, to check it out, or you can go to woodwardsportsnetwork.com to check it out. It's called This Is the F Word, and the F word is for fentanyl. Fentanyl is the drug that is addicting the neighborhoods. It is addicting our communities, and it is causing our individual neighborhoods to struggle. So we're trying to prevent it. We're trying to get ahead of it. We're trying to give information, reasonable information. We're also trying to be here to have the conversation about mental health. What does that look like? Well, go to thesportsma.com. Sean Jordan, an NFL alumni, will tell you what that looks like. Thesportsma.com.
Life is full of hard choices. We're here to make one of life's biggest decisions as simple as possible. My name is Christina Gennari, and for over 20 years, I've helped hundreds of families buy and sell homes. We cover all of Metro Detroit and more, from large luxury homes to starter homes. We will work hard to make sure that you get the home of your dreams. So if you're in the market today or even thinking about buying or selling in the future, make the obvious choice. Christina Gennari, the obvious choice in real estate. Visit us at soldchristina.com today.
Fellas, let's be honest. We like things to be easy. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Welcome back to The Bottom Line on the Woodward Sports Network. Almost to that long weekend. Thank you guys for making it through the marathon with us. And thank you to everybody that's listening on the Roar and everybody who has downloaded the Woodward Sports app. Just make sure you go download it today. It is absolutely free. My name is Stick, filling in for Ryan Romani, Braylon Edwards, Sam Flannel. Maz is here, of course, Fletch. It is now time for the world-famous Maz's Videos of the Day.
And now it's time for Maz's Videos of the Day, only on the Woodward Sports Network.
Hey, we promoted this a little earlier. We teased it a little bit earlier for you. It is the Red Wings and Avalanche coming together finally. ESPN put together, I would call this an almost a 30 for 30. It's going to be on E60. It's going to be on during the NHL Stanley Cup Finals. It's going to be between, I'm not sure what game it's going to be between, but it's going to be coming up. It's going to be a 2-hour special. D-Mac, Claude Lemieux, and a cast of characters. It's called Unrivaled. Buckle up.
Ready? Claude, give us your definition of a rivalry.
You know, obviously a rivalry starts on the ice, but if it stays there, there's not that much to it. There's obviously a bunch of reasons why this has developed into a pretty good rivalry.
It seemed like he was proud of what he did, but in the end, karma's a bitch.
You pull back and hit it with everything that you got on the button. That, my friend, looking somebody in the eyes and hitting them is a cold call.
Oh, we were pissed. I just thought, like, I'm fucking grabbing somebody here. Someone's getting me.
These kinds of things just seem to keep happening when these two teams play.
There's a winner, there's a loser. You'll do whatever you have to do to be on the winner's side.
Why so hateful? I would say because they're pricks. I fucking hate them. I'll always hate them.
Claude Lemieux. Let's give him a round of applause. Let's give him a standing ovation.
What's your favorite memory of that rivalry with the Avalanche?
Beat them.
That is a promo right there, baby.
Vladdy beat them.
My hairs are standing
Oh
up.
my
I didn't
God.
expect Vladdy to speak.
Oh my God! I
wish you could zoom in on
I
my
got
arms.
the goosebumps so bad.
To quote Fish, how do you not?
How do you not?
How do you not?
That Vlad's the guy, man.
I can't wait.
Seriously, I'm like getting residual goosebumps. Think about Vladdy sitting on camera, them interviewing him after all he's been through, and just even though you could tell that the accident obviously made him a different person, his mind when you mention the Colorado Avalanche is one thing.
Yep.
Beat them.
Beat them.
That is awesome. That is we got Nick Leach. If you're watching right now, everybody in the back right now, we need a Beat Them shirt with quoting Vladdy, and we need to get that up on WoodwardSports.com like right now.
Yes,
now.
That's genius. That's genius. Like
The
I've never hated
Vladinator.
anybody. Like I don't know what my fandom level was as a kid. Like I've always loved the Tigers. I've always loved the Pistons. I've always loved Michigan. But I never hated anybody because I just didn't care about those teams that much. I didn't care enough to hate.
Right.
But I did and hate the Colorado Avalanche, man. So to be a part of that now with D-Mac and to watch that and to be there when it happened and also it was such a good moment, but to watch how people get older and you see that, you know what, he's a good guy now, you know what I'm saying? But I hated those guys growing up, man. And I guess, you know what, for some people it never dies and it shouldn't.
No, and I loved it when we did the event with D-Mac and, of course, with Claude. Those two were gentlemen about it, but you could tell some of the other guys on the team aren't as comfortable with that rivalry as D-Mac and Claude are at this point, even though those were the two pretty much main focal points. But you can understand that they still hate each other a little bit, but they have a mutual respect. You can tell a lot of these guys still hate without the respect.
Yeah, because a lot of guys haven't had that conversation. Claude Lemieux and D-Mac were brought together by that fight, by that moment.
Right.
And they stood the test of time, 25 years to be exact, because of that moment. But then a lot has happened in 25 years. Claude Lemieux is now fathered kids. He's been married. He's been divorced. He's been married again. You've seen how life works. Same thing with D-Mac. D-Mac has been through his life, and you see the good and the bad, the ugly. You see how things work. You progress and you mature as a human. And I think that's what both of those two individuals did, man. You saw it. And D-Mac, he cleared it up for me. He said, he let me know what it was. He said, that guy in 97, F him. I would have killed him.
Right.
He said, but years passed, you move on. He said, this guy, 2022, I understand this guy. I appreciate this guy. So shout out to my man D-Mac, because he said it best in that conversation, man. The evolution of maturity and that rivalry, for those two at least, is very special.
And just a reminder, Claude Lemieux thought so much of Brendan Shanahan that he named his youngest son after him. It's Brendan Lemieux on the LA Kings,
who's also done some interesting things. But yeah,
yes. So just some great stuff, man. I mean, I'm so happy they finally are tackling that rivalry, which was spectacular. And it's been over 20 years for the Avalanche right now to have made a Stanley Cup final. So they're still fighting to get back to those glory days.
And that's the trailer, but when's the full version? Isn't it coming out during the
coming
Stanley
out
Cup
during
finals?
the finals, yes.
Okay.
During the finals.
So
I
that's
think it might be between games 2 and 3, I think, or right around there.
Okay.
It's in June. It's coming up here.
I can't wait.
Giving you a reason to watch them as opposed to tuning into the NBA. They're like, hey, look.
There you go.
They're like, hey, we got this thing going on. You guys were huge fans of John Madden and what took place December. We got something for you.
Well,
along those lines
NBA,
of
listen
greatness.
up. Do that with the Bad Boys, Pistons, and
Oh,
Jordan.
yeah.
Finally get Jordan and Isaiah in the same room and let
that's the
those
one.
guys talk about each
Today's
other.
the anniversary of that.
Of what?
Of the Pistons getting
Walking off the
swept
court.
by the Bulls and walking off. Well, they passed the torch.
Yeah, well,
to
the
Bulls.
Celtics
Actually,
did the same things to the Pistons. No one cared that the Celtics did it to us.
And I hate
because Larry Bird's everybody's face, man. I
hate that they always say, "Well, Kevin McHale." No, Isaiah Thomas went up to Kevin McHale,
gave him the love,
grabbed his hand.
Said,
it was
"You're
a very
next."
forceful grab, pulled him in, and said, "Hey, mofo." Like, nah, like we did this. So yeah, they did the same thing. That's what it was back then. It wasn't like, oh, hey, let's talk. After after it was over, after the locker room, maybe they talk in the back, maybe they talking off season. But they weren't dapping each other up on the court after they got their ass whooped. They weren't doing that.
It meant too much to them, and that's the thing. Like they gave everything to that moment.
I don't want my fans see me get swept and then shake that guy's hand. I don't want my fans to see that because I know they're hurting. I don't want to show them something to piss them off even more.
You want to laugh, man? Being from Jersey, I wasn't here in Detroit when they got swept by the Bulls.
I was,
and as a fan of basketball, and I liked that Pistons team. I was cool with them walking up. I thought, man, I like that.
Listen, that's how the bad boys had to go out. You can't be the bad boys and leave as nice guys.
Yeah, I was mad a few of them hung out. I think Dumars hung out and shook hands. I know John Sally
He always does. That's one of the big things he got in trouble for. Because he would always go out to dinner with Jordan before they would play. And that was one of the things that came out.
Can't do that.
Yeah, no, you can't.
I would love to see that sit down between Jordan and Isaiah at some point in my life. Hopefully, maybe we can facilitate that here at the Woodward Sports Network. But thank you guys, man. You got another video? A quick one before we get out?
We're running out of time, but I got one for you, Stick.
All right.
Does Woody do this? You love dogs, right?
I do love dogs.
This dog is spectacular.
Okay, what is he doing?
Watch him.
Is he going to wait on the treat?
Yeah, he put the treat there, and he walked away.
This is what a good dog's supposed to do. He's not supposed to eat.
Yeah, watch this guy.
Oh, my God.
Watch this guy.
He ate it?
Yeah.
Oh, he's terrible.
No, he's not.
He found another treat and put it back on the table?
You're stealing the dog's thunder. Let him do his thing.
Let him do his thing, he says.
Look at this.
Holy, are you serious?
Yes, he's opening up where the treats are. He found another one, dropped it on there.
Close the door.
Closed the door.
And then quickly closed it.
And now watch, he's going to put his head back up there. How is that the most? Oh, I just love this dog.
And quickly closed the door.
And here comes his owner.
His owner knows.
Good
Obviously, that's
boy.
why he recorded it.
We don't deserve dogs. That's all I
know.
know.
No, we don't.
We do not
What's
deserve
dog
dogs.
spelled backwards?
God.
There you go.
Yeah, kid that went to St. Mary's got suspended for saying that when I was there. So.
Honestly? Oh,
it was in theology class, and the teacher was not having that. Thank you guys very much.
Bray and you are going to be downtown this weekend?
Yeah, come find me and Braylon at Movement Festival.
Bray, what do you got for me, man?
Hey, well, last video of the day, and this will be our send-off, man. Appreciate you guys, Stick. Appreciate you filling in. Flannel Sam, it's been a great week. Great week on location, man. Shout out to Big Boy. We appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
We appreciate Frankenmuth.
The Fortress.
The Fortress is amazing. Amazing golf course.
Fletch,
my man Fletch has been on point. Tom Maz in the chair. But guess what? Myself and Stick will be at Movement tomorrow. He may be a couple more days than me, but we'll be there. And this is what it looks like at Movement. This is the bottom line, and this is Movement.
That's what
Have
it
a
used
great
to look
weekend.
like.